Grand Rising, Grand Rising. I wanted to start the Sunday off in a new way. I've never done a Sunday post because I always felt as I didn't want to be blasphemous to beliefs in other people and their ways of my family. Thank you for coming in the new year with me. Thank you for watching the videos and sharing. And I want to give a the prayer hands out to all the people that may have lost a family member or a loved one or a friend. Can we give a moment of silence, please? Thank you for the moment of silence. And what I want to do this year is not a resolve or a resolution. I just want to talk and reach out to the men. If you have any problems, concerns, come to me. Go to your closest. If it's not me, go to the closest. You got my email. I can give you my number. If you just want to talk, save yourself from the shame, the guilt, the damnation that you have done. And you know that you can be better. You can be a better man. You can be a better father. You can be a better brother, a better uncle, a better friend, a better lover. What are some things you can do better? Because you always want to stay hashtag prepared and ready. You have a focus. Within that focus, you have a purpose. Do you know your purpose yet? You have a mission in Grand Rising, lovely, and you have a position. So within all of that, what are some things you're doing so far in 2022 that you left out in 2021? So in 2021, let's say you was working on getting your credit better. How far have you came along? Because getting your credit better takes 3, 4, 5 months. It depends on what you use and what information is put out there that you are utilizing. Or within your soul and your spirit and your own heart, have you became a better man or a woman or a person in general just by the nature of knowing what you are capable of? So I want to put that out there, young men, and don't allow, because a lot of people say offline is not offline or online, social media is not real life. Well, some people, if you read a book about engineering, that become real life. That means you have created the want to probably get excited for to learn the technical skill of engineering. And then you take steps to get into the engineering field. So if you're online and you saturate yourself with hatred, fight, beefing, you become part of that. That becomes you. Because after a while, it get in your soul and spirit. So on Sunday, just as the New Year's, cleanse your spirit of things. So I know I'm going into this week free of everything of last week that had really nothing to do with me, but I took part of and could have just easily ignored. But even sometimes you have to take a stand. I took a stand. And so let's talk about getting into new things real quick. I don't want to be long. I'll try to be my shortest I've ever been and talking online. One of my goals, not so much this year for the sector, the segment, and other things be a little longer. I want to touch on the Brother Talk series more, the sports series. Sports series is not going to be literally about the sport. It's going to be about the ideology behind the sport. So if you know me, I don't work within just the premise of let's talk about sports. Literally about that game. What happened during the game? Decision making is part of in sports equal execution. So in life, your decision making, you're going to execute. So again, if you saturate yourself with certain things, about time you're going to look around in your life, it's going to look like that. So if somebody say one thing and it's soothing you for the worse, you're going to be soothed for the worse. And then when you come to thought processing and problem solving, you can't problem solve because you're going to be stuck. So one thing that's a spirit, and I always say spirit because It's my mind working together with me. My spirit is my mind. But sometimes if I don't use my mind to work with me, I'm going to do things that I shouldn't do. So if you drink, if you smoke, and you know you don't do those things, or you're trying to stop, you're trying to quit, you're trying to get rid of and eliminate out of your life, you have to do things that kept you from drinking and smoking. But if you didn't have a choice to keep being in those atmospheres, what are things? So one of the things in my life that I learned, you have to get rid of old things in the past. And what I mean, somebody you was talking to, dating, or being around, it can be a friend. And now you literally moved on from these people and they gave you objects. The objects is not so much resemble that, okay, it was of great affection, it was great love. How much does this object mean to you that you cannot get rid of it, throw it in the garbage, or donate it? So some objects we might be worth donating. Say you have a stand, there's nothing wrong with it, and you want to get rid of it. You don't just throw the stand in the garbage. Try to allow somebody else to utilize the stand, because no more you need this stand. Because when you moved on in your new house, your home, your building, your new place of mind, that stand no longer benefited you. So one thing to keep us safe in 2022, especially for our women, stop talking to people or men that you dealt with in the past. Because if you harbor things, or he harbor things, is bound to get out in the wrong way. And if you're going to say, well, they bought me this clothes, they bought me this car, they bought me, I know that's hard. I'm speaking from the spirit. I'm not speaking from you should go sell your house, go move out of your apartment, go get rid of your bed, go get rid of your nightstand, go get rid of your refrigerator, get rid of your TV, go get rid of your stove. Well, I named about 3 or 4 things that you still can utilize until you are able to afford, or if it doesn't bother you that much, get rid of it and it don't affect your life in a way where it's inconvenient now. You become a burden unto yourself. So a refrigerator, if someone bought you a refrigerator that you no longer want, you can sell it back to them or just give it back or donate it. So trust me, it's a young person out there or a person out there that's coming out of homelessness and need a refrigerator. And that's what I used to do. That's one thing. And the Spirit said, talk about it. I used to I was always did Habitat with homes. I helped in charity. That was my heart. That's still my heart today. And I still do it. I would just go to the VA, like, I'm just helping. And it's like, oh, okay, what are you? I'm just under Otho. I use my real name, Otho Williams Jr. Otho Williams Jr. is here to help today. That's for me to know who I am. So when everybody else see, hi, Otho, hi, OJ, or I'm a nickname, it's OJ. I'm not fake. I don't have no fake accounts. In my real life, offline, online, I have no fake accounts. My name is my brand. So this logo is my brand. Maybe one day it's a brand for all our race, indigenous, African descendant people can use. This brand is not just for me, because I'm a helper. I'm a servant. But I'm not a servant in a slave mind where I know when I'm not wanted and when I'm not needed and when I'm being used. I call it out. And sometimes you have to call out the things so that person to know. Like, hey, brother, hey, sister, I know you're using me, but for the purpose I'm doing right now, that's okay. And they sit there, they don't know what to say, they don't know what to do. But in their mind, they're there for another purpose that's not a great purpose. It's not a high vibration purpose, it's a low vibration. So as they work in low vibration, you got to remember now, since it's Sunday again, you have to cleanse yourself. Every time you talk, you either take the chance of being corrupted by them or cleanse yourself. And I found myself saying, "Ooh, I already knew what this was. So why I'm running in these ordeals with these people? Because I've done it. I already practiced this. I already executed. I don't have to take that path. So now I'm going to listen to myself and be like, and remind myself, self-soothe myself to let me know I don't have to take that. Let them talk. Especially if somebody talking and lies on you, don't say nothing. Because it's a lie. I say family. My family don't leave me because of what somebody said. My family come to me of what somebody said. Hear that again. My family don't leave me on what somebody said. My family come to me on what somebody said. So we have that discussion. If you can't have a discussion, I'm 39, I'm a man. If another man can't have that and rather just talk about me, listen to another person and do things that, one moment. Sorry about that. It was my brother, another brother, couple years. That is so true. And I don't know. I wasn't going to invite. I'll do about a half an hour if you come up if you want to, sister. I know nobody's here. I just come on. I don't really post anything because I don't know. Sometimes because I never did a Sunday. I got to get my mind in that rotating. But as I say, I don't really do this for the funds because I know a young man might one day hear it. So if you want to come up, sister, come up, and we just can have. You don't gotta ask questions. Just talk about how you can be prepared, ready for the change for a better you. So the things you work on 3 years ago, I had that state that get focused, that you have a focus, purpose, mission, and position. I said that now it was 9 years ago. I wrote that down. I'm gonna show it when I started getting the cameras to move around, have two cameras, like using my laptop and my phone, and everybody can see and they all beaming down on like the desk we sitting at. I'm gonna show that. Like, see, look, I wrote this 9 years ago. I said I'm gonna do this 2, 4, 5 months ago. And I did it because I worked towards it. So as in even preparing for a fight real quick, let me get back to the topic. A brother said, you don't have a lot of muscles. I said, in the fight, I'm not looking for muscles. I'm looking for my ability. Now you lift weights to prepare yourself. So that strength go along with what you're preparing for it. But sometimes you have to prepare a different way. Oh, here she go. Sister Vale in the house. Sister Vale in the house. Give a shout her out. Get a shout out. What happened? How
Can you see
doing?
me?
Yes, it
I'm
went
good.
in and out
I'm
real
good.
quick. I was like, Sister Vale in the house. Sister Vale in the house. If you hear a shout out, you got 12 things to know you. No, stop. How you doing today?
I'm doing good. I said I'm gonna definitely come up since you came over to my show. I can definitely return the favor. You know what I mean?
Yeah, we gotta let it. You gotta let it circulate, percolate a little bit.
Yes.
I feel
Very
good
true.
talking to my lady, and the spirit was like, just jump online. Like how you were saying, I don't have the I don't do it like you do the post and you like tell you what day and time. Sometimes I just feel it in my spirit just to come on.
There's no problem with that because people that are connected to you get the notification. Like I was looking at something and your notification popped up, so I came over. Like
Okay, yeah,
if we got the bell on, we see when you come on. So you can come on whenever you want. You know what I mean? That's why we put to ring the
right,
bell.
right. Like and that
It's
people
not a
always
bad
know
thing.
me as that. And just come up, go on and invite. Sometimes I just want to rant a little bit. And
Yeah.
I was just talking today about things that allow me to not be better. And like for like the Sunday, I was like, I usually don't do Sunday because I don't want to make it a religious thing or sound like I'm talking about people religions because that was in my mind to say something. And then my spirit was like, no, don't say nothing because it's not. It's not up to you. You know people are going to be the way they are. So speak in the way that you are. And even recently, I was finding myself going into a type of quote unquote conflict with somebody that already did the things I was supposed to do. I didn't have to enter into that side of me. So that's why I wanted to talk today, to explain to the young brothers and sisters what are some things that you can work on, not just for 2022. Because as I was saying, I wrote something down 9 years ago and I'm using it today. I used it last year that I never thought of. And sometimes we do that.
Well, I know in one of your videos you had mentioned that you had talked to a stripper, or you was friends with a stripper. Were you friends or you talked to one? I don't
You
remember.
gotta be friends with everybody.
Okay, so I thought that was interesting because it's just they have a, like certain people in general is gonna have a different opinion about people, and I find that many strippers they don't really like men because now they just see them as people that give them money.
Give them money, right?
And they'll disrespect them because they feel that they ask them disrespectful things based on whatever man you get, like, because some people, they look at them right away with a very nasty opinion, because they're like, if you was right, you wouldn't be in here. You know what I mean? Like some of them.
Right.
So I think it's interesting when you take an advice from a person that's already biased. Like they don't really like men. A lot of them are gay, So I just thought it was interesting listening to the variety of people. Like I just like some people, we just, that they made a decision that you just shouldn't go for, because, people are asking you. I know that video you said. I was like, wow, that's so interesting. I was like trying to really listen to you because I was kind of offended at the same time. Like it was crazy to me. And I was like, okay, I'm trying to be open, like you're saying, you're like, you're very, I think you're very open and it's very weird.
I think, I get that a lot. I would meet you, not like on no girlfriend or boyfriend or romance level. We'd be talking. I'll be open. I don't lie. Like literally,
that's not usual, and I like it.
Yeah. What I literally tell you on my channel is the truth. It's my real life. Like people like, oh, I'm going to expose. You can't expose nothing. I literally, like, what you want to know? I was with a stripper. I was that. I went to it, but I had to learn about something. Because Spirit's like, how you going to be a role model? But what I said? You remember what I said? What the advice the stripper said to me? Do you remember?
I don't remember.
Okay. She said, I don't know, he was talking about meeting a woman or one of the girlfriends at the time. It was years and years, about 5-6 years ago or more, because of everything. Got out the military. I was like, had a little money, going to school and work. So I would go like on Tuesday, Thursday. I don't lie to the young dudes because I don't want them to feel like I'm sugarcoating, like, oh, he ain't never do nothing. Because in our minds, that's bad. But it's not bad. It's the position you're taking while you're there. Like I remember, example, athlete was there. I ain't gonna say his name. He used to play for the Bills. He was the running back. He used to ball up the dollars or 20s, whatever, and throw the money at him. I was like, yo, that's so rude.
Right.
And I was like, why you do that? Why you can't put it in an envelope? One stripper was like, oh my gosh, you put your money in an envelope. It's like, take your money out the envelope and put it in like the G-string like you're supposed to. And or like, put it on the ground.
Crazy.
Yeah.
It's so crazy. Like even I had looked at an interview with one of these well-known strippers called Pinky that they have.
Okay.
You can look her up on YouTube. And she was just taking out the money that she had received out of a garbage bag. Like she had, like gathered it and put it in a black garbage bag. And it just was like the whole visual for me was so, it was just so off, like to see the money like garbage, you know what I mean? I was like, I don't even think like people are even caring about the visuals anymore because their focus is that money. So now they don't even their just whole outlook is not the same. Like family
Mm-hmm.
and all these moral aspects are not. And the reality is, you have a very clean appearance. You know what I mean? Like you might tell people that you've experienced it, but you just really don't come off. You don't give off this air that you are this, this bad guy,
They
this
don't
guy
believe
that's like,
me. They
it's
don't
because
believe
you
me.
don't come, you just don't have, you don't even, it's just your voice, everything is just, you don't have that look. Like, do you
Uh-huh.
have tattoos?
I don't want to answer your question, but I'm answering. No, I don't have tattoos. I don't have
Okay,
this
and you look
anymore.
like somebody that doesn't have tattoos. You're not supposed, and I'm not saying you're supposed to have tattoos. I don't have tattoos
I
either.
know.
That's not the point. I'm just saying you don't come off like this person that's like living on the edge, and like even when you explained all of the places, like I looked at a video where you was telling us some of the places you had to go to as when you was in the armed forces, and
Yes.
how you said that you didn't want to have to go back and see kids killing, and stuff like that. And I
Right.
was like, wow, it's like, whoa, um that's serious, but
Well,
it
thank
just,
you for listening. Mm-hmm.
you're
Yeah, I
welcome. But
didn't
you
want
have
to.
like these glasses, like you have
Uh-huh.
this look like you just like on the upper levels of education, you know what I mean? Like you look like you're in that professor level,
Right.
like with
Right.
the doctor, like you should have a
Mm-hmm.
PhD to your name. That's the look that you give. So to
My
hear that you was
brain,
in combat.
yeah,
Hmm?
my brain don't work when it comes to like doing. Because I asked them why I need this math. Can I just learn all the formulas? They will laugh at me like, no, you got to do this part. I say I'm not going to use it, and it's like a piece in my brain that I don't need. And when you do that, you just clutter it up and it make it harder. So I would never have a PhD. I'm happy with my associate degree from ITT, and that's far enough.
But you don't give off this look that you don't have a beyond that. I hope you just realize that. Do you understand that? Like you don't look like somebody that would even sit at the bar. You just
Yeah,
don't.
I'm called the Oreo, and then now the lady I'm with, she called me a bounty. She's Ghanaian. I was like, "What's a bounty?" She explained it. I was like, "Oh, that's an Oreo." So I'm black on the outside, but I have white in the inside. I'm like, we're so jacked up. White, like, can I
Wait a
be?
minute, but why did you? Was she okay with your lady um using that as an example for you?
I, that was her explanation of what she see. Like how you saying, I don't give off of that. I was like, so what you call that in Africa? And she was saying she was trying to compare it, but she had
Yeah.
nothing to compare it to. So she explained. I said, explain it in your way. She said, we say a bounty. So she explained what a bounty is. That's literally how a black woman, American, African, or any woman that be with a black man, that's like a kinder, softer, and not soft like he's soft, but how you describe me. I don't have tattoos. I come off as smart, intelligent, whatever. I got a
Yes,
PhD.
very intelligent. Yes.
She described Bouncy as an Oreo, so I thought it was
Right.
funny.
Yeah, like
So
you would be a doctor or throw, But even when
and
you
then
explain your name,
mhm,
you say it in a very educated way. Like you
like
explain your
Otho.
name and your brother's name. It was like, and it's just because it means king, right? You said your name
Yeah,
means king,
it mean brave king.
brave king. So I
Hmm.
mean, you just go through the origins of the name. Like I was just trying to imagine. I feel that there would be a level of complexity with just like going through. You might want to
Right.
have input in the child's name, and some women don't.
Oh,
They don't ask for the man to have input in the name. Just like I can see
for
ongoing
me,
conflict.
like if we dating and then we like the third date, if you usually a woman asks me on the first date, I don't know why. Maybe because she probably at that point of like, all right, I'm not going to be dating a billion guys anymore or whatever. She like a first or second date or a phone discussion, like after a date, like a couple of days later, like we be talking about how many children you want, a woman and me, a winternet, because I want to be a husband, and they know that. I let them know I want to be a husband, I want to be a father. I'm none of those yet, and I never had an opportunity. So they have mentioned like the name. I say, well, my son is permanent, And she was like, oh, it's a lovely name, but I don't know about that one. So, and my daughter name, I say interchangeable. I have a name, Hefasiba. They're not too hot on that name. So I was like, well, at least my son to be the third and my daughter be, I said, I got other girl names, but I like that. I would enjoy that one or be honored if that my first daughter was named that and my first son was named after me and my second son be, or however it happens. If I have all girls, I'd be like, well, I won't have an Otho the third. So, but I would want to give her a name similar to a woman in my family, but probably not the same exact name. So it varies. It varies. But back
you
to the
look
stripper
like
thing. Mm-hmm.
no, but you look like a person that has already named your children. This is what I'm trying to tell you.
I did. But you gotta
it's
remember.
like, I can see that. I can see it would be a conflict, because, like sometimes, that's just how it is. But I could pick that up from you because you tell us the meaning of your name. Like a lot of people, if you talk to, you talk to a lot of people, they don't really know the origin of their name. They don't even know who named them sometimes, like your mom named you, your dad. Was it a combination and effort, blah, blah, blah. But you tell us right away. Like, not all the time, but I'm just saying. And then I said, he values that. That I said, he must have names for his kids already. And
Yeah,
then it's
and I'll look
I was
your
like,
name up. If you told me your real name, I'll look it up.
Okay. See,
yeah. In the email, if you ever decide, I'll email you like, what's your real name? I'll look it up. Or either I'll look it up and sometimes the spirit will tell me what it means. Then I'll look it up to double check. Not saying the spirit wrong, but just saying, okay, cool. My spirit was good. So it ain't like I'm making stuff up to people. So if they look it up, they were like, he wasn't lying. That wasn't some imaginary thing he looked up. But sometimes your name and what the spirit gave me can have two different meanings. Because man words is only written that we can read it and understand it. So if the spirit give me something, I say, well, I didn't look it up and I don't want to because the spirit gave me this. It's like one time a young lady was mad. I was helping at a group home when the girls was they from 16 to 21. I would help the young ladies move. She was so angry, and the spirit told me to say Shamala. I didn't know what Shamala mean. I was like, she stopped like that. It's from like an Arabic African tribe. It means great woman of dark complexion. I said, wow, that's funny. And she was really dark chocolate. And she was a Shamala woman. It's honored and revered as like a soothing person over the young girls. And it's like that spirit already knew what to call her. Her spirit heard it and she stopped. Like, boom. And she didn't know what to do because she was just in a frenzy. And the lady that was working there was like, what did you say to her? Because nobody heard me. I was like, I told her to say Shamala. She's like, what that mean? I said, I don't know. But she stopped and she started calming down and then packing up and doing what she had to do. And that's what I tell people. It's like, that don't work. I say it do. I don't know. I say spirit because it's real to me. That's the only thing I know to call it.
I know the shit. You say that a lot. But I was wondering, but I wondered, does he say it when I like listen to your content? Mm-hmm. You're by yourself. You know what I mean?
Right.
So I said, you're in an environment where you feel safe. So I was wondering to myself, I said, well, in person, I wonder, does he say spirit? You know what I mean? Because I was like, I was wondering, do you speak like that in front of other people?
Yeah, they just say, yeah, I do. They're like, OJ. I'm like, what? If you met people and how I talk and act, I'm literally the same way. So when people, that's why I get defensive when people say things like, and I learned you don't, but sometimes I have to take a stand. And it's like, no, that's not me. I don't do that. You're lying. Like, especially when they lying, like, okay, tell the truth at least to the part, but don't start lying about my intentions. Now that, like how they say on what's that, Family Guy, that grind my gears. When you start changing my intentions, now I got a problem with you. My intentions was never that, and I never even told you that. I told you situations, if I revealed situations, that part didn't even happen. That's what made me really bothered. And I was trying to that's why I say I apologize for my two recent lives or posts, because I wanted the young men and young women. Yeah, these persons, they did, because they said things that's not true, but then used the truth to try to mask it with lies in there. And I was like, nah, I'm not going for that, especially in not 2022. So the
But
spirit
have you
helps me.
found have you found that since you like to you're into, I would assume this, so you correct me if I'm wrong. So you're very much into diversity. You don't mind talking to anybody, right?
Yes, and that's like my preference of love and things is my preference. But outside of that, if I have to collaborate, network, I don't mind.
Right.
I
So do
don't
you
mind it.
find that in times of communicating with the opposite sex that, because you come at them in a blank slate kind of way, where you're not trying to be sexual, you're not trying to make a big thing, you're like coming in, like, would you say you come into the environment comfortable with a friend zone?
Hmm.
You
Like
do that,
being platonic with her.
right? Okay, yeah, like you do that
Mhm.
like right away.
Well, it depends. If well, I'm not single, but when I'm single, if I'm finding attraction, if I find a attraction to something, because some people are not attracted to a person for everything or the same reasons, I let her know, hey, I'm attracted to you, and it's more romantic. But I say it in so
Oh,
many
okay.
words, and sometimes I have to say, oh, I'm romantically attracted to you, or with sexual attraction in the same time. Let her know I'm not coming for your friend zone, but I don't mind
Okay.
being your friend. I've done that. It's easier. It's better. I try to tell dudes it's way better to say it up front. When you talk to a woman, mention why, even on the phone, the second, third, fourth time, or you going out, mention why you talk to her. That helps you a lot, and that get rid of all the, I like to say, a hashtag pills. You don't need a pill or all these things, these movements. You tell her up front, you get rid of everything. So she know. So he taking me out with intention, even though he's not spending a lot or it's not full blown taking me out. Like, oh, we going to a game, like to say the Bills. I live in Buffalo, so he gonna take me to the Bills game, and we in the skybox because it's freezing out. So he did a little extra to make sure. See what I'm saying? I hope she thinking that, because it was freezing yesterday. It's -7 right. It was 7 right now, and it feel like -14. They said.
I
So I
can't
hope
make
she.
I can't imagine cold weather that way. That's just
Mhm.
ridiculous. And I
Yes.
don't like cold weather anyway, but I don't live in Florida or any tropical area, but I do not like cold weather. But I do find that from my point of view, right? Because I'm a very
Mhm.
friendly person. I like to I don't like to have any kind of restriction based on your gender. But I do
Right.
find that people can um they can just like want to be with you in a way that you don't want to be with them. You know what I mean?
Right.
And
Right.
you can really like them, but because you're doing stuff they're not used to, like you said, you going to the skybox. If nobody else, if you have never experienced that, you're like, oh my god, this guy's so cool. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
And you're like, but I do this all the time. See, it's your first time, but it's not mine. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like
Right.
sometimes people they also have to take into account the fact that I'm doing what I always do with anybody, and you might be
You
taking
can't
what I
tell them
do
that.
special. No,
You
but I'm
can't
just
tell a woman
saying,
that.
like,
As soon as you tell a woman that,
but
I'm
even
like,
when you say I
yo.
romantically into you, like sometimes that's gonna be like boom, like you're not. That's why some guys won't do it, because then that's
Right.
gonna stop the conversation, because it's like, oh, well, I don't feel for you that way. And so many women may have a whole bunch of options. Like they got a whole bunch of guys they're talking to. Like if
Hmm.
you're telling them that you're feeling a certain way that they're not, they're just gonna like stop talking to you. So that's why the guy
That's
would keep it to
cool.
himself.
Because you know what happened? No, no, no. Because you know what happens? She either keep talking to you, whether you the first guy she called that day or the third guy. But because you already, it's like, not being funny, you're in a rotation in her mind per se. But
Right.
she might say, hold on, call him first. Because I am talking to these 3 guys. None of them made a move, but this guy already showed me he cared about like how I'm going to feel during the game or whatever. He's been holding the door. He's showing, even it's romantic. He's being romantic to her. Brought her flowers, or he brought her favorite candy. That might help. That might help them. But the men not telling them that. The men are showing them. I call it game equal manipulation. And I had talked about it a lot in the last year about a lot of our love is manipulation instead of actual genuinity. So I say be genuine. If that don't work, hey, you might want to just say, all right, I chalk it up, and you ain't really lose nothing because you already know where you stood. She knew where you stood, and she ain't drag you along. She wasn't lying or faking because she understood where he's coming from. You kind of don't agree with that, or you have a different understanding.
Well, you lose a person in your rotation, right? So now, if you're used to the rotation, now you have a space there, right? So you're losing something, even though it's not really significant to you. You still is keeping your time, right? So you have this thing, or it's just so casual with it. It's just like it's just so casual, you know what I mean? And then it's like, I really enjoy them, because if you have a person locked into your rotation, then if you have to get a new person, you got to begin again. Oh, they got to get to know you. And it's like, it's like everybody doesn't like to tell their story over again. You know what I mean?
That's fun.
Oh, you have a kid. Oh, you have this, you have that. And like some people are like, I don't want to be bothered with that. I want somebody who already knows me. And you just try to manipulate them to fit into the friend zone, even though they like you or whatever. Yeah. And that can become complicated based on the person. Like if the person becomes more, they're more agitated than the next person, sometimes you just have to cut them off, because they're not gonna stay in that zone you want to keep them in.
Well,
but if you can manipulate them to stay there, it's wicked. Yes, but some people do that.
That's why you be truthful. You be truthful to that person. It's not now. Let's say she don't have a rotation. Let's say she one of the ladies like, if I meet the right man, I'm not worried about the other men, because the other men is really just around. The other women, so a man, vice versa, those women are just around. It probably no sex, and if it is, whatever, they know what it is because they literally live in that lifestyle with you. So it's no lying. You just saying, I'm gonna meet the best. That guy right there already exceeded the 3 guys put together, because they are not really they're trying to wait until, see, when you listen to them other men, they're trying to wait till they start having all the money. But the character of the man is not when he have money. The character of the man is he always going to be a man. Don't matter. I'm gonna be a man if she say yes or no to me. I still have to live my life, and for the day I am on Sunday, and then live my life like I know I'm gonna be alive for Monday. So I ain't gonna do too much of a reckless thing today. I can go party, drink, but be in you know what I'm saying? You're making better decisions instead of saying, well, I hope she choose me or whatever. She'll know where you stand, and the communication, she'll call you, she'll text you first, or she'll tell you good AM or good afternoon first. It's because that's how I think, because that's more, that's what we call it, natural. It become more natural than the other guys. It's more forced because she got to call him, or he only calling her every 2 weeks. You see what I'm saying? You like, oh, okay, it's natural. She want to call you, she want to talk to you, and I prefer when you meet somebody that way, and your attentions are straight, or you can wait. You ain't got to say that right away. You can say it like I said, 2 weeks later or whatever your time, but don't wait too long, because you got to know, you got to be truthful for yourself and who you are. That's how I look at it. I agree with you, though. I agree at the same time.
But I believe in genuine connections, but I only think you can really get that from a person that is self-aware, right? So if the person we're talking to doesn't know what they like, and they don't really do things alone, then they really don't have the confidence in themselves, right? So there's always going to be some extra questioning in their mind, or if they don't have, like you say, spirit, right? So if they don't have discernment, like what you say, spirit, I might say discernment, right?
Oh, same thing.
right? Because like for me, I used to work with a lot of people in the public, right? So, of course, the Holy Spirit, which I would call it, tells me stuff, or it helps me to see things that it's not obvious, right?
Right.
So I will hear something, it'll say something to me, like it'll say, "Oh, Otho has the names for his kids already set out," you know?
Right. Right.
Right? It says, "Oh, like you're like, oh, this person, like I remember I had saw this guy and he had a tattoo and the tattoo said, there's others. This is not just me. It's not just me here." And I was
Right.
like, what? It's not like always like straight clear. But so I went
Right.
up to him and I said, "Oh, who's that a picture of?" And I said, "Why do you have a picture of a man on your arm?" And he said, "This is my brother, and he died." And I said, "Do you have any other tattoos?" And of course, he said he was able to say yes.
Right.
But I knew he had other tattoos
Yes.
because I had already heard it, you know. And I think like a lot of us have that, but they don't have faith in what they're hearing, right? So they just don't listen, right? Like you
Yeah.
hear stuff all the time, but you're like, that's a like you're overthinking it because you don't know yourself. So you don't
Right.
know that you know, like what you're telling me is a fact, right? And then
Answer
like
that
you start
question.
hanging around.
Right. Ask that question. I'll tell that person.
Right. You
Ask
got
it.
to
You
ask
never
because you're
know.
not getting everything, but there's some things there, right? So,
Right.
like, some people see what I do, though, and I think that's what it's the difference is that I always go or I'm drawn to or I draw people that are into their spirits, right? So we all already do that. So it's not odd in our environment. You know
Right.
what I mean? Like I don't hang around people that don't because I feel like they're gonna get messy because they don't believe and they don't understand it. So we're gonna clash if I'm
Right.
not with somebody that's highly into their spirit because I might hear, "Oh, you have to get off the bus right now." And I'm
Right.
gonna leave you because I know I gotta get off. I gotta
Mm-hmm.
go, you know. And I'm like, "What are
Right.
you doing?" But if
Just
see,
come
I hang
on.
around
I'm
people,
telling you.
you know,
Just
I
come
hang around people
along. I'm
that know
telling you.
me, so
Right.
they'll leave with me. You know what I mean? Because I'm not gonna hang with a person that doesn't already know.
Right.
So I'm
I'll
always
give them a
around people
warning.
like that.
They
Yeah,
need
like I'll
warning
have a dream.
sometimes. Right.
Yeah, I'm
They
gonna
need.
follow my dream. Like, you know, like if I have a
Mm-hmm.
dream or if I have a vision, I
Mm-hmm.
gotta go with that. I'm not gonna play.
Right.
You know what I mean? Because I
And,
find
and
that a lot of people they might have heard something and they say, I ignored it. Like you hear, bring an extra shirt. And you're like, why you gotta bring an extra shirt?
mm-hmm.
Because something's gonna happen. Because see, we don't get the whole story, but we hear, bring an extra shirt, bring a
Bring an extra
pen,
shirt.
bring this or whatever, and I do that. And then like my shirt get ripped, and I'm like, oh my god, and I have an extra shirt. You know, it's like,
Yeah.
whoa, that's so amazing. You know,
Yeah.
I
It
think that's
might get
cool.
ripped. Get ripped in the wrong place. Like you said, you never know because
You don't
listen.
know.
Listen to it. People's like, well, I don't know my spirit. I'm not spiritual. I'm not whatever. I'm like, I don't care. What did it say, dude? You better do it. And a lot of people would say, "Oh no, that's fake. That's not for me. That's corny." And I'll be like, "All right, you never know what's for you. You can't stunt. It's like stunting the growth. Like you
And
can't
they're not
stop something
practicing.
that's
They have to practice
that's
it.
that's
And so
true.
if you're not with family that's already into it, that's already make you do that, then it's going to be weird listening to some stranger telling you that. They're gonna say, "Oh, that person's crazy." And so I said, "Yeah, well, I
Yep.
wear crazy." I said, "Raise your hand if you're
Yes.
crazy," and I hang around with the people that raise their hand, and we just have a great time together.
Ooh, and you
I'm like,
brought
"Oh,
that
you're
family up.
crazy."
Yes,
Hmm.
you brought up family. That's
Hmm.
good. You know why that's good? I want to say love, but I don't. If somebody hear this, I don't want her to get mad. I called you love, but it's out of the heart. That family, it might take certain things. So for my brother, I had to write him a 4-page letter and a text before. I told him what was gonna happen. I said, see, but it took like 5 different things. For my mother, it just took to me to be an adult and just break free out of stuff. For my sister, it took just a moment of understanding. My younger sister has always been there. And then my father right now, I'm working on that. He get to see that his son not crazy. So I asked him to do something. Now I'm going to ask him next week, what does the report say? But it might take a little longer. This is my father. He wasn't around after I was 11 because he was a. I ain't gonna. You heard the stories probably if you listen here and there, but he was there. He wasn't there as I wanted, and I want to be the better example. So that's like saying to the other brothers, get rid of the old ways. Now you got new things. So my new thing, like you said, I want to be a father, but within family, I want them to understand. This is not your average person. What was that lady name that used to do that? Pay $2 a minute. Was it Dionne Warwick? She did the psychic stuff.
Are you talking about the other lady? Why you would have mentioned that second lady? You go.
No,
Dionne
because
did one too.
I don't want my family.
I'm not even gonna say her name. Oh my God, they shouldn't be thinking that. Like, how you give me an example? Like, why would somebody call you? What? Give me an example of how you present something that you've heard.
Well, I'll be if I even work with you, or I'm gonna do one church at the church since it's Sunday. I have a church, but I don't like calling it that because it feels weird to say that's my church. Like, no, that's a building for everybody to go to worship a different way, because at home you might not have that closet or that room for that. So I understand. So when I first went, they asked me, why you come to church? I'm sorry. And like my story different. I'm not sorry, but I didn't come from church because I was in shambles or my life was falling apart. I'm not saying that's what people do, but I kind of notice in the spirit, it's always some type of calamity in people's lives. I came because I was happy and I wanted to help. It was weird to them. So it's like, oh, so the pastor asked me, what did you come to church to do? I said, clean. He was like, oh, you're going to come to services? Like, they thought I grew up a Christian already, but they didn't know I didn't even believe in God. I still didn't. So, quote unquote, God, I say the creator now. And I was like, just want to clean. He's like, oh, he's like, all right. Well, I say, where are the cleaning stuff? So he showed me. So he was like looking like, you really just came here to clean? I was like, yeah. I said, all right. So I just cleaned. And it wasn't like I was supposed to be paid or nothing and everything. At first, he just watched me. I was like, you got music? I can plug the music in. I was like, no, I said, I listen to everything. He's like, and this is what he said. He said, okay, that's cool. He said, is it cursing in it? I said, pretty much, I don't like cursing. So he said, cool. He said, you still can play it. You're going to be like the only one here in pastor his office. Probably can't hear you unless we open the door. So you good. So he played it and then everything. And I started meeting the church members. But they would say the minister, which I felt at the time I didn't know, I had a great ability to see people auras, tell you what you ate last night.
Me too.
Yeah. Like I could tell you a lot about everything, like in about what you did in your life, or like the last 2 days, or what you ate last night, or just something about you. They found that to be odd, but it was scary because when I shared with them how I do it, I didn't compare it to a Christianity way. I didn't compare it to the Holy Ghost. I compared it to more of that's why I brought up the psychic lady, to like a medium. And it was like, oh, be careful. And it was like, you kept hearing things where people would say, all right, but they weren't too fond of me either. Because I didn't, even though they felt I was a Christian, I wasn't part of the church. I would come clean. I was like, oh, I'm coming to clean. It's like, oh, we got an event. Oh, I'll go clean before the event, or I'll do something. It's like, oh, and I didn't come to service. It's like, you want to come to service? I said, no. And they never beat me down on it. So, but real quick, I'm going to stop being along with it. I said, I felt as my abilities was not as strong as they was before I can't say became when I started studying Christianity, because I wanted to start studying all the beliefs or the religions. So I started studying that, and I was like, "You a Christian?" I'll tell people, "No, I'm not a Christian. I'm studying." It's like, so you studying Christianity and make you a Christian, and I'll just bow my head now. I wouldn't argue with them. That was already a gift. that I didn't have to argue with people to help them understand. So I would just show them. And then when they did find out I wasn't a Christian, my friend got married 5-6 years later. I call him my covenant brother. It's like, you're not a Christian? I was like, no, I never really. It's like, wow, he's got such an anointing on you. They were all, how we say that. They say that, or you say that, Christians and people, Catholic, Christian, whatever. They was like, you got anointing. I just say thank you. But I felt as when I took on that and then studying other stuff, I can't say it was because of that. But as you said, I didn't practice or execute what I was doing before. And it wasn't nothing like, it's like, oh, baptism, voodoo baptism, which is voodoo, and black magic is evil. And I didn't have arguments with people. I said anything could become evil within the wrong mind. So,
but the Bible says darkness has nothing to do with light. So
right.
We can't say anything could become evil then, because if darkness is so completely separate from light, then light can't be evil.
Mm-hmm. Too much of light, you can think you like. Remember the high horse. Too much of light. Would you always ask this? There's apples on the tree, right?
Mm-hmm.
There's the apple all the way at the top of the tree, the apple in the middle of the tree, and the apples, four. The apple about to fall off, and then the apple on the ground. Now I'll ask you this: which apple would you eat, or which apple would you want to eat?
The apple that's ripe from the tree.
Why is that?
Because I would imagine that the one on the ground could be now spoiling. It's like it's becoming rotten.
Okay.
And possibly has a worm in it because now it's been able to,
Okay. Why wouldn't you eat the apple at the top of the tree, all the way at the top of the tree, or the apple in the middle of the tree? Why wouldn't you eat one of those?
I mean, you didn't give me the option about the middle one. You didn't give me the option about the middle.
I said 4. I said my bad. Okay, I said all the way at the top of the tree, the apple in the middle of the tree, the apple that's hanging from the tree, and the one that's on the ground. I said 4. My bad. I should have.
Yeah, because you had gave me just 2, the top or the ground. Right. So I would go. I guess I would go for the one that's the closest. From my reach.
Okay.
Yeah, I would go for, as long as it's ripe, I would go for what I can extend my hand to.
All right. This is something I came up with. I never heard nobody say this. That's why I mess it up sometimes. I don't use it a lot. Well, the reason that you talked about light and dark, darkness is just the absence of light, or not enough to see into. You can't see into. It's too dark. There's no vision, no way to see, but it don't make it evil. The apple at the top of the tree, I would never eat, never ever in my life. If I know it was the top of the tree, you know why I would eat? It's not getting enough of everything. It's getting more sun than every apple. I don't want to eat that one. The one in the middle is getting like about a balance of everything, but it's just not ready. The apples that's hanging is just about ready. And it's about to sound silly to you. It's just about ready because they're about to fall off the tree. Because when you ripe and prepared, you fall off the tree, you become who you are. Now that sounds silly to people. It's like, as you said, the apple on the ground, it got dirty, it got everything. But if you look at us, we touch the ground every day. I'm not trying to compare us to the apple, or is not in a way of your understanding is not the truth, because people like to be right and wrong. So my whole 3 years is to give a message what the Spirit led me to give. Have you ever thought about it this way? Not that it's people like, oh, you want to be right. And I was like, I'm not trying to be right. I'm trying to get to the truth. Because maybe your information how you just explained it, I didn't think about it being dirty. Because I was like, I eat off the ground all the time. I just pull a worm out. That's just me.
I don't have a problem with darkness.
Mm-hmm. No, I didn't say it. I didn't say that. I'm just sharing.
No, I'm just saying. I just wanted to make sure I wanted to be clear that I don't associate darkness with evil. I associate evil because even in the Bible it says that Satan can imitate light for a short time, right? So he can imitate it, but he's not going to stay that way, right? So I feel that it goes by your wicked thoughts. right? So if you want to kill somebody, if you want to set somebody up for trouble, that's the problem. So it's not like necessarily darkness, but it's wicked thoughts. It's evil. It's your desire to hurt people that I have a problem with. Because even in the Bible it says everything was dark. And then God decided to make a distinction between light and day and light. Dark with night and day. So it made a distinction between night and day. But everything began dark, right? So we're not going to say evil isn't dark, right? Darkness is not necessarily the issue. The issue is the fact that you want to hurt someone else. You want to take over the position. That's what Satan wanted to do. He was up there. He's an angel. He's the best singer, right? Allegedly. And then he takes a third of the angels with him because he's got that much popularity. So they all get
Right.
kicked out. They didn't get killed. And that's always been my question. I said, well, why didn't God just kill them? Right? Okay, you got a third. They decided to do that, kill all of them, right? But no, because it's just not that easy. It's not, we're not going to do that, right? So you're always going to have the yin and yang, right? So
Yes.
obviously, in some kind of way, we are able to maneuver harmoniously, right? It says we can be in peace. So it just really comes back to choice. It's a choose life. It says you have a life and death as your choice. Choose life. So we can live together in a certain level of peace. It is a balance, but you're going to have to know you have to know where to stay. Like if you're going to be with this particular type of person, you're not going to have balance. So I don't see it like the same way as of like a division between like a fruit on a tree, but we do have these terms like low hanging fruit.
Right.
Like that's the bad thing. Like they're like, if you mess with low hanging fruit, that's bad. And if you mess with it already down on the ground, that's even worse. For some analogies, we do have those analogies where they say, oh, well, you don't want to mess with the spoiled fruit and you don't want to mess with low hanging fruit. Like they act like we should have some kind of level of challenge.
But you know what I say too more recently? This was more recently given to me. I respect everything. People like, what you mean? I respect the war. I respect the murderer. I respect the drug dealer. I respect the person that provided the drugs. They don't understand that. Like how you say the low hanging fruit. Sometimes it's not meant for us to be this person just saying, oh, I don't do no wrong, or this person is evil. Or they're like, no, sometimes you just have to understand how it happened. And sometimes we don't understand how it happened. First thing we say, oh, it's evil. Or they wrong. Are they? Now I ain't saying that the action is not wrong. Because the decision can be even worse than the actual action. Because you make that decision to do that action. So think about what you're about to do. Even though you can be in the right, sometimes that can be the wrong action. But a lot of people don't believe that.
I agree with that completely.
Sometimes bad things happen to good people. But we're like, oh, hold up, rewind. What were their decisions they was making at that time that led up to that recourse, like the action, the recourse? And people like, they don't think about that sometimes.
But don't you think that's why we have these movies like at a certain time? I don't know what year, but then they started to want to give us an example of why did the villain get to where they got, and then started making even our heroes more dark, Well, because I'm into action movies and stuff, and it's like they wanted to make it more dark. It's like people got to the point where they was like, oh, I'm so sick of Superman being so good, right? Like, why does he always have to do that? Why do the bad guy never get killed or whatever their thoughts was? And I don't know when they changed it. I'm thinking after like the 90s or in the 90s. And then they started showing a darker side of our hero because of just what you said. Like he was like, well, we can get to the point where we like make a decision to say, well, I'm not going to forgive. It all comes back to forgiveness. It's like, I'm not going to forgive this person. Then boom, we're in the same category. We separate ourselves by making a decision to forgive, which we put with God and Christianity.
And some people don't think about this. I say sometimes there's like the Old Testament when Jesus came back. Like I said, I don't get into the religion. I just let them talk and say, okay, I'm more logic and let's use our mind. I'm not saying take away or add away like it. I don't go against what somebody learned because I read it as well. I say, you ever thought about like the beginning? Remember Cain and Abel? It's like, yes. So think about that. They both had the same opportunity to do the same thing that they knew to do. But one decided not to. And I say, you're a repeat game of, I love language. I love this words. We call them spell words because sometimes you will spell them. Sometimes that the spell is to cast upon something. So people's like, oh, that's bad. I was like, no, just hear it out real quick. That word gave you a vision. I said, you ever thought about Cain and Abel? I said, take away letters out of their name or turn the letters around. I said, you ever thought about can, C-A-N, Abel, A-B-L-E? Can you do it? And are you able to do it?
Right.
And some people's like, oh, I never heard that. I was like, yeah, because this is the spirit working with me. And I don't get a lot of chance to use it within the compounds of a discussion or conversation with somebody. So it's like, it's good. Finally, I get excited like that. People are like, you talking louder. Why you sound angry? Like, no, I finally get to use it. Like what the spirit gave me. Like, yeah, like, and see if you feel it. It's like, can you do it? And are you able to do it? And I don't think sometimes take away the part, all of that story, because I don't see stories when I read things. I can read a book that's a story. I don't see the story. I actually see, and it's funny because even Job, when I first read Job at the church, it's like, so I finally decided to go inside and go to Bible band, which is Tuesday night. What they call that? We call it Bible band. Whatever you read the parts of the scripture. I forgot the actual name.
Bible study.
Bible study.
Yes.
Yeah.
What's funny? What's funny?
Because I forgot it's called Bible study because we called it Bible band.
Well, you know what I want to say to what you just said before you forget it, right? Is that, witchcraft that's all it is about. It's all about intention. It's not about anything more than that. You're intentionally making a decision that what I say matters, right? And what if we do this ritualistically, then it's going to make a difference. And a person believes in that, right? And then that is all it is. It's not like a movie will make it where you might see some smoke and everything like that. It's the fact that you have decided to have intention and speak something with meaning. No difference than in the Bible, how all the father had to do was speak over the firstborn child. There was no magic in that.
Right.
He just said, you're going to have great wealth. It was just spoken words. That was the spell. It says that our voices have the true power. And if you don't believe that, you're not going to believe it, but that's all it is. Just like it's just your word. Your word is the spell. That's why they try to tell you, don't say negative stuff.
Like P. Diddy said, I'm going to be rich.
Don't do negative. Right. And he's very rich.
Like real quick, P. Diddy said, I'm going to be rich. I'm going to do all the things I need to do to be rich. And he get classes. And what is he? He rich. I ain't talking about his personal life and all other stuff. Talking about the words are you understanding the words that came out of P. Diddy's mouth? Or anybody else? Or another known big person that's a pastor. T.D. Jakes. He said the words. Not even, people like, oh, I want to use the word spell. But then say the word. What do word mean? Say the word that's going to show you who you are and where you're going. And if you're using, well, I ain't gonna have that. And sometimes you might have to not use it as, like they say, victim mentality. You might have to say that to be in truth, but still work. That don't mean you stop working because they just discriminate you because of your skin color, your religion, your nationality, or your creed. It's like we already know that. That's why they even had to make a law so they even look at you. Like, you realize that they had to make a law That's like, so they had to make a law. So you think automatically people just going, oh, the law say it, let me do it. No, still got to
But
work
even
towards
when
it.
it just comes to our own interactions with our our one-on-ones,
Yes.
like I'm the type of person I would say if I hear something that's really outrageous to me, it's very negative, I'll say I reverse that. I reverse what you just said and I send it back to the sender. You understand?
Right.
And a lot of people they like they totally get quiet, like what? And I know for a fact they never act like they don't understand what I said when it comes to. They act like they don't understand what they said when it's negative. But when I say I reverse that, they
Right.
understand that. Then they know. And I say, and if I get really mad with the person, I say I let it return to you within 24 hours and let it hover over you and your
Ooh.
household. Then they don't like that.
Ooh.
But that's not how I don't play that stuff. And I'm telling you, now nobody I ever had to talk to like that act like they didn't understand. Okay? I'm telling you right now, even if I speak in tongues and people get uncomfortable, they get all
Right.
acting up, they acting while you start speaking in tongues. Oh, all of a sudden everybody get quiet. They're like, what's she doing?
What's she doing?
It's a
What's she talking about,
commanding of the
please?
spirit.
Right.
Hmm? Yeah, you
I say, what you
command
talking
because if
about,
you
please?
believe,
They be like,
yeah, right, right. If you believe, right, if you
right,
believe it, they will believe it.
right. So I was
Said, I'm
like,
not
what
sick.
if?
They said, oh, we're gonna get sick. I said, I'm not gonna get sick. I said, I'm not sick, and I'm not gonna get sick. No, but you don't know. You don't. I said, I told you, I'm not getting sick. Oh, some people get mad with you, but that's how all the witches will come out. Because you start talking
Right.
around that, do you find out you got witches right around you, and they come
Right.
out and they start having a problem. Because see, a lot of people don't talk right, and they
Right.
just be among you doing stuff that you don't catch, putting stuff in their bottles and spraying and stuff, and they don't recognize. But no,
Right.
they right there, everyday modern people right here playing around. And I find that they more in these manospheres than anywhere else on YouTube.
That's true. They all in the negative. They all in the negative areas. That's why I
They
say
dwell there, yes.
saturated. Like I had this. I was like, man, I didn't know you was a hashtag whatever. Let me get out of here. I'm not part of it. I don't think that. I don't think a certain way about. No, I want the truth about men and
Yes.
women. I don't think that way about a woman, a black woman. I don't think that way about her. I know that I'm speaking on truth. I'm speaking on, like you saying, what are the words saying? What are decisions you're making? How are you looking at it? I'm looking for the truth. I'm not looking for the program. Everybody watched the Matrix, the part, it's another one out. People are like, you watching that crap? I call it crap. You watching the Matrix, the Resurrect? No, I already know what's going on. And I say, just as much as you so quote unquote woke or in the program, I'm still in it too. I don't lie to myself, because if I wake up right back to where in the world, the program reactivate the next day. So I got to wake up with the mind of saying, I'm not part of the program. This is what I'm going to do to be not part of the program again. I have to cut off those channels. I have to delete them. I have to say, thank you. I appreciate it. Happy New Year's. It wasn't a resolution. It was like you said, the spirit said, leave that alone. I don't dwell within that. And if I want something opposite of what I'm dwelling in, I can't be doing this. I can't advocate. It's like I'm advocating for it, but I'm not
But that's what
advocating
they
for it.
but that's what they show us in movies like Groundhog Day, right? No
Right.
matter how much you look at it, you see that regardless, the person keeps doing the same thing regardless, because they already got set in the routine. So they don't disconnect the alarm clock, or they don't decide to sleep somewhere else. They go right back to what they've already gotten used to doing. So it's no way they get out of their cycle, because they're familiar with the cycle to the point that they're not going to do something else. They're not going to relocate. They're not even interested in doing that, because that's one of the arguments I'm always having with people. I said, if America is so bad, why isn't there a great exodus, right? I said, Nigerians that were having bad problems in Africa, they relocated to Italy, Germany. I said, where are the Americans that are so miserable in America going? I said, they can go to Cuba. They could go. I just ask that all the time. And then they're like, I don't want to go, because they don't. So then I said, well, is it bad then? Or is it bad, or is it not bad? I said, because if you're really having a problem, you go. That's
You
just a
leave.
fact.
Right.
You get out of there. You have a bad marriage. You have a bad relationship. You get out of there.
Bad job, bad
You
anything,
go.
you get out of there.
You're like, you know what? I'm going to take my
Hmm.
chances. You just
Hmm.
go, and then it's like, I said, there's no great exodus of American blacks, people that are descendants of blacks, the slaves, whatever, that have got themselves together and just left. They're like, I'm going to go back to Africa. Okay, I'm originally from Africa. I'm going to Africa.
Right.
No, we don't have,
But
most people don't even have the passports.
what you can do is go buy property over there, but I'll leave that alone for another day. But
I'm just saying. You know what
they
I'm
don't know
saying.
that though. They don't know
But you
that.
know what
They
I'm
don't.
saying.
I
They're
know. I
not
know.
interested.
Right.
Some
So it's
people
like,
are not
well,
interested in starting from the ground up, right? So let's say
no.
if I just go somewhere and I don't have anything, I'm going to have to start from the ground up.
Right.
They say the only person that's starting from the top is the one digging a hole.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, it's unbelievable to me. We keep going through the same thing. People don't want to change. So that's insanity. Because they said if
Right.
you keep doing the same thing, expecting a
Over and
different
over.
result,
Same.
you're not
Mhm.
you're not being rational right now.
Right.
Because even if you decided that I'm sick of the police brutality here, and you just go, even if you just go for a month, go to Haiti, go to Cuba, go somewhere. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
go somewhere, and let's see if you're gonna value America or you're not.
Or they go the other option. Do something about it. Woo! They don't know
Yeah,
about that.
yeah,
They talk about
advocate.
strike.
Yeah,
I ain't talking about going on strike. I'm talking about going inside that building that create the that oversees if people are treating people fair. Because you're gonna talk to a person, not a robot. I don't care if that's a company. I don't care if that's an organization. You gotta talk to another person. Are you ready to do
yes,
that? A lot of people ain't ready for that. I told people I've done that. I've been in. I said you wrong, and I would say that. Like even a boss. Well, I don't call a boss. That's another. A person that's owner of the company, and they hire someone to oversee you. I told them you're wrong. Then they was like, well, the actual person over. And I say this. What you're doing is wrong. The person say, how can you? How can I fix it? When I say person to person, or are you asking me as an employee? And they think about it. Okay, person to person. I'll say, all right, now I can say something. I said, I'm talking to you, not the actual person that owned the company. They think about it. And it was like, all right, you're talking to me. I say, that's the truth. That's what you're saying with the word of your mouth. Because this how court works. And people don't understand about why I read law stuff or know a little bit, just a little bit. You only need a little bit. You need a lot. And I say it that way. So he understand I'm talking to him. So when I told him I'm talking to him, and I said, I'm going to talk to you as you was working here, and you was a person I met, and I wanted to share information with an open heart. Because if I talk to you as the person or a company, I'm not going to get you everything you need to know about what's the problem of how it can be better. And I told him, and then within the next couple of months, he started implementing new things because he's not there. The person that should have been told him, and he gave me a raise secretly, nobody knew. So I was making like $4 more than other people just for that because it helped his company. Then he gave me some like extra incentives. Nobody knew again. I ain't go around telling people, but I appreciate it because it was appreciation of what in reality we can do for one another instead of saying, oh, the government is the fault. No, my interaction is with you. You 10 veils now, you was 12. So you growing or you becoming your new woman or however you is.
you just
So
noticing that the name is Tenvel. So I've been here look, we've been on here over an hour. You've been talking about you wanted to leave the short. This was gonna be the shortest one you was gonna have. We
I
going
know,
around the
right?
longest. We going around your regular time. You got a lot of jokes. I've been had my name 10
I
because I'm
know. I
on the
see
other
it.
channel.
You see? Look at the side.
Because
If you're still
you
looking at the
know
YouTube,
why? You know why?
okay.
Because I had my other channel on in
Mm-hmm.
another live. And so I didn't want to not come in because you said when I said good morning, I said good afternoon. You said, hey, I don't mind. You can come up. And I said, let me cut on my 10 so I could come in.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why I like we have more than one channel because we could give support to other people. We trying to
Yeah.
show our love. but I can't hear them because I'm talking to you. But I want to know something else.
Okay.
So first, that's great. That was great. That's a great story about what you've been able to talk and make some changes that affected everybody in that particular company. That's awesome.
Mm-hmm.
And I want to know, so do you believe in astral travel?
I don't say I don't or do. I understand the people that do so-called, I can't say people that practice it, that believe in it. I understand it in their way. But for me, I could say I might have or might not, but I probably wouldn't call it that name.
What would
I
you
have
call
like
it?
out of body experiences,
Yes.
or the way people speak about it. It's like it's like saying going behind the mirror and saying Bloody Mary, 3, 4.
No. It's like what you said about the out of body experience. It's
Mm-hmm.
just that you're actually going somewhere else. Like for
Right.
me, I've been able to astral travel since a child. That's just another gift. We all have
Mm-hmm.
gifts in the spirit realm, right? So I see
Right.
people as lights, or I see their
Right.
aura, and sometimes I can, if I'm connected to you, I'll know where you are. Like if you are not far away from me, I can just go there. I'll go to and I'll just like be led. I can be drawn to you. I know exactly where you are in the place. And some people get freaked out by that, but I'm sure I get that from my dad because my dad could do that too.
Okay.
So like, I wanted to go to Atlanta so bad. I wanted to go to Atlanta, and my grandmother used to say, I can travel anywhere and sit in this chair, right? So
Uh-huh.
like, I went to Atlanta before I went to Atlanta. Like I saw everything before I went there. So when I then actually went there, I just followed what I had already seen, and it just felt so real. It was so weird. And it's been like that all the time. But like they say, you have to be careful because you can get into um, if you can get into areas that you don't want to. Because I like felt like I was like seeing spirits, and it was
Mm-hmm.
like, they were driving me crazy. So I try to stay away from certain people that draw the wrong kind of light, which you can see in the aura. Like you see
Mm-hmm.
something weird about their aura. Like their aura isn't bright. It's something off about it. And it's like, I'm not gonna bother with that person.
No bother. Right. That's
And
why I
like,
say I
something's not
see the
right.
aura. Mm-hmm. I see aura in the people and everything they like. But as you said, I'm on this earth. With I'm dealing with an actual person. So I choose to engage or not. It's a
Yes.
choice. Like you say, your choice is to say, oh nope, not today.
Yeah, I think I know. And I watch your tattoo. Like if I see this really weird tattoo, I might not ask. Like I feel you're gonna ask. I'm not gonna ask. I'm
I-
just gonna not talk to you.
but then I'm a interesting person, or I'm intriguing. I'll be used the words. I'm very intriguing. So I'm gonna ask, what did that tattoo mean? Like every
Yeah.
time, like I would say, I don't know. I don't. I like to go to sleep and knowing I asked every question I can ask, and I did everything I can do in some way, like
Oh.
what I can do. Yeah, people like you should
So
do
you don't
this.
want to
You're
have that
lazy. You
kind of
can do
thing.
that.
Like I should have did that. You're not gonna do that. You don't want
Nope,
to do like I should have did this.
I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go to sleep knowing I did it, and
Yeah.
or that I at least inquired about it. To
Uh-huh.
even to myself, I inquired that I didn't finish that, but I did it. I did it because that's what I wanted to say. When we look at these businesses and everybody, especially our race, Black people, African descent, Indigenous, Aboriginal, Moor, whatever, blah blah blah, and we forget some people. I had to read. This is my 7th, maybe 8th reinvention of self. I mean reinvention. Like everybody go to school, you realize that 5,000 people in just around this USA went to school, well, 50,000 people to get access to the only 20,000 jobs or careers that's available in this country.
Mm-hmm.
30,000 of us are not going to get hired. So what usually happens, they probably get another job or career that somebody else that graduated from the 20,000 people with this degree, or that now they decided that I'm going to open up a business. So 20,000 people that had the degree, only 10,000 because other 10,000 to start their own business, and it worked out. So we forget sometimes everything we do will not always come out the way. And I don't call it a failure. You know what I call it? The incomplete. Because it's information you didn't know at that time to just say, I could have did better in, but you didn't know. So it's an incomplete. You didn't fail. You only fail is when you stop and quit and give up. You're done. Like, oh, I ain't doing it no more. Let me go into a life of something you know good and D well you shouldn't be doing. And I try to show that people like, well, you not rich. Like the young men, they showed me this about so many years ago, probably 9 or 10 years ago, that, oh, no problem, you're welcome. 9, 10 years ago that I made it. You know, when somebody say usually you made it, then you like got all these things. And the brothers kept saying it to me. Then one day I decided to ask, because at first I was like, oh, thanks, what's up? I'm slapping them up, still showing them love because we all grew up in the same area. I don't have no beef. If somebody grew up in Detroit, in the projects, ghetto, hood, whatever, I just say projects because I grew up in the projects. I still have respect for that because I don't the D word, differentiate, there we go, from if you was born in the suburbs or a rural area or an area we might not call it a great area. I don't, or inner city, I don't treat you bad based on that or treat you good. I treat you based on the person you are and how you treat yourself. So I know how to work within the confines of you. And so they would say, you made it. But they minds, I made it. Thank my mother, my father, the creator, and everybody else that was around. I wasn't put in that lifestyle. I don't know about the streets. Because when I went to school for criminal justice, everybody I thought knew what everything was. They put out come back. Let me see. Let me get you on. This is getting good. I know I was gonna stay a little bit, but it got good. What's up? Get good. Sometimes it works out. Getting good. I know I was gonna stay a little bit, but it got good.
No, I want you to see that. Who's Sly Jones? Look, you see that?
He's in your comment section.
You see, he says, so is it him? You see that?
Yes,
wait, I wanted to show you. He says, you and Otho belong together. he just wrote that. So
I'm
somebody
done.
was in there. He just wrote that. He just wrote that 4 minutes ago.
I'm done.
What?
Yeah, I'm done. I'm done with him. It don't bother me.
I told him I'm done. What happened?
No, I'm done. No,
what happened?
I link you to probably the email, or if you check out the videos, I'll show you the videos. But I ain't gonna say nothing else. I'm done.
Oh my God.
I'm 39. I met a woman that I know I'm going to marry. She got a daughter. I'm ready to move my. I don't have beef in the world. I don't have beef on YouTube. I don't have beef on social media. My interaction is like me and you. Now, if you go off of this and say, yo, OJ this, I'm not entertaining it no more. Like I said, I'm done. I said that was out of me to even respond, because that when like the time that started, it wasn't even the first time. I actually waited. I was like, oh, it's like, you gathering information. And it's like, wow, you really going there? And then now, like, so the spirit, like, take a stand and back down. You'll stand only go so far on a social media platform. You know what I'm saying? I don't know where you live. You don't know where I live. Nobody's going to. I put a challenge. My challenge is there's an octagon, there's a ring. There's fighting gloves, then there's boxing gloves. You can lose any fighting style you want. We can go play chess, where it's a mind game only, or it's a game of we can do different.
I want to play chess. You have chess in the house?
No, I got to get me one. I got to get chess. I ain't playing a while. I used to be good. I got to play against the #1 chess player when I was younger, against Maurice something. I don't want to say Green because I probably was wrong last name. He was a United States chess champion at the time. I made it to the last 2 people to play against him. He was like, you good. He's like, so what's your strategy? As now he can go back and forth and just sit at the table with two people and talk to us. And I was like, I don't have a strategy. He's like, oh, so you're just moving pieces around. I told him, yes, I'm just moving them around because I know if I move here, you're going to get me if I move there. He's like, oh, so it's in your head. He's like, yes. Okay. He said, so that is a strategy. And as a child, I never been told that was actually strategy. You're not just moving pieces around. You already had a decision in your head where you was going to put each piece before I made a move. He said, that's a sign. And I didn't never stick to it.
But wait a minute. I just need to understand this. So is Sly Jones a female or male? Because it's like he's obsessed with you.
It's a male.
So you know for sure it's a male.
It's a male, yes. That's all I'm gonna say. See how weird it is. See how weird it is. It got weird. He's a male. That's why I challenged him to an octagon. I challenged him to leave me alone or to an octagon or a hexagon.
Why you gotta fight? No fighting.
Right. No. With men, as I said, we gonna have a circuit of events. We gonna do knowledge. We gonna play chess. We gonna fight. To me, that's how you should become the president anyway, or a top position in a seat. You gotta know how to fight. At least understand like a strategy in fighting, because it's chess is the same way. A knowledge test is the same way. It's a strategy. That's what he was teaching. He wasn't teaching me. He was guiding me. He was challenging me. Because we already playing the game. He know I can do one. He can know I can think about what's going on the. Already know where I was going to put my pieces, what he had to do and what I had to do. So he was able to have a discussion with inside the chess game. But if I can't do that with a man, a grown adult male, especially older than me, the spirit say, let it go now. You send out the challenge. You ask the question. He not answering them. All he doing is starting strife. Black men should not be starting strife because really, my boxing match is not taking my anger out. Oh, my anger. Ooh, if I got in the match, I know who I really want to fight.
Who you really want to fight?
You will see one day if it ever came down to that. You will see me. You will be in the trenches. You will be with the ladies. Not saying that y'all be doing y'all part because women don't have to battle unless they have to. We'll be out there. We come back. I'm tired. You be like, here goes some water. Here is this. Here is that. I was like, all right, what did you notice? Because remember, women see too. That's why I say we on a battlefield fighting each other while every other race is just watching us eating popcorn and drinking their tea. How you say drinking our tea and coffee? They watching us now. They don't have to do nothing no more to destroy us because we already in the process of doing it.
But you don't think that they have done it through the cycle? What is that? It's programming, right? Yeah, through the programming. So our media and everything, it makes us feel that way because of the fact that what we see. Because I remember growing up and my parents, they used to say, I'm Black and I'm proud and other kind of stuff. And you didn't really hear that outside of the house, of my house, right? And I would be laughing because I would be like, wow, it's so different in my house outside from outside. And then that's how you start to see how we naturally compare ourselves to other people. And then you know what you find familiar. Like we do everything superficially. Most people. And I don't think you do. And I'm not saying you do. But I can tell that it's different. You understand? Like we can tell when something's different from somebody else because we do tend to do things superficially. And, you know, we have these standards or whatever. And even in the conversations that we have with each other, you can tell when something's superficial.
Right.
Because of just the way that they interact with you. Like even if they ask you, like I remember one of the women I had met at a school that my son was going to, she had asked me, had I ever been to Tiffany's? And she was like, oh, I love going to Tiffany's and and I like, I just listened to her because it's like we're talking about such superficial stuff. And I'm telling you, that woman was just always on, you know, something that has to do with what you buy, right? And I went with her to Tiffany's because that's what she's about. Like some people, they're just ridiculous. I had another girlfriend, all she wanted to do was go to Bloomingdale's. And she just was like, oh, we have to go to Bloomingdale's. We have to go. And I was like, oh, MG. But, we're trying to like meet people where they're at and just enjoy them in their company. Because once a person's comfortable with you, they keep you near them. Because, like she invited me to her house and I would sit there and hook in her house and she, she talked to you, blah, blah, blah. And it's just like, I just find that's what people do, Like if you just let them be them, that's what they're going to be. But it's still superficial. And I don't feel like I got to tell you every minute things that, because I'm like still being myself. So I'm not doing what you do, but yet you still superficial,
Right.
Pause. And I'm just like,
pause real
what
quick.
you do.
Pause. You see the comment?
Where? There's a comment in here?
Yeah, you see the comment? I don't know if you can see comment.
Somebody comment. Wait. Let me go to my other device because I can't see it here. Okay. Oh my goodness. Sly Jones is like writing all over the place on my video. Let me go over to yours.
Just block him. He can. I gotta look up the guidelines for YouTube. If you block somebody, how they can share your videos. Now,
wait a minute. Let me go to where we are.
Something. I want to show young men. When you can see the comment, let me know. Say I can see the comment now. On this live. I'm not even gonna talk about him. I want to show him. I want to show young men. Thank you, Creator. That's why I had to make this live today. Thank you, Creator, for I can show young men how to be a man.
Why did you catfish an underage African girl on Instagram? That's what you took. Oh my God, that's somebody else.
That's him. That's him.
That's him. Oh, he got another.
You don't know. Okay, I'm about to show him something. Young man, I am with another woman. She sent me the messages. She screenshot them, so I know the woman. I don't even have to explain nothing else. Young men, please don't do this. You are an adult. I did if you check out all my comments is asking him a question. My question, young men, was to this in Ms. Vels. My question was, what is the beef from day one that started of what you're doing? Do not respond to him. What is the beef? He won't answer the question. So I say,
does he come up? Does he come up on the panel and talk to you?
Oh no, I don't. I tried. Oh, you cut off. Okay, when you can come back on. Let me share the thing again. I don't know what happened. Here is the. This is weird, young men. A guy you already sent out the things, and Monday is our honorable, rest his soul, Dr. Martin Luther King born day. He had a quote, an ideal given from the Most High, the Almighty, the universe, about if somebody hit you, you hit them. They hit you, you hit them. Guess what? Somebody's going to be the bigger man. Okay. Are you not able to come back on or no? Because we can have a part 2 and talk about that like as a woman. Because now, even my lady, I don't think she want to come up yet. She's still in her own world. The Ghanaian lady, if you're going to say it wrong, get it right. She's Ghanaian. Oh, you have both on. They both died? If it died, then I end off with the young man real quick and say, I'm being a bigger man. I presented something to him. I presented to find out what is happening. I presented to him, how can we resolve a resolution 2022? Some people that it won't come to that. They're going to make other accounts after you block them. This John Jones guy is the original guy from the other videos. He deleted his videos. She deleted her videos that created what we're seeing. But as I said, I'm my real self. Hey, there she go. Hey, there she go. Oh.
Yeah, I was and my device that I had,
Uh-huh.
it wasn't set up for us to do 2 hours. You
Oh,
know, we've
my
been on
bad.
for over hours.
You ain't tell me. You know it was getting good. You know me. If it's getting good, I keep going. Yeah.
I was there for an hour and a half. But no, so that's what happened. It just, but
Okay.
remember I had my phone on so I could see the comments, but see my phone was on my channel because the other channel, Slim Jones, was writing, asking me to ask you about your psychotropic drugs. Did you see all the comments he was writing on there?
No, my spirit said leave it alone.
Oh,
Unless
okay.
he had to
Okay,
make
we're gonna leave
another
it alone.
account. He had to
We're gonna
make
leave it
another
alone.
account. I'm gonna block this account. He gonna make another. He got a whole bunch of accounts. So I guess he actually have
Oh no.
subscribers on him, even though he don't have videos or whatever. So, like I said, you asked me if it was a one. I told you this is what he does. He's been doing this for a long time. It's not like new. That first video is not the first time. This is first time doing all the comments, but he's always been talking about me. He didn't. He think I ain't pick up on it, and it's. I don't know. I don't know why he's doing it. I don't know him personally, but I was dating a lady, and this is about for the young men. You ever date a guy that talked to a woman, and you kept telling him, "Hey, watch out for that woman. That woman have bad intentions." But come to find out, the person you with, that man, he had bad intentions too. So now, as you move on with your life, this is what he's doing for her, because she can be on his accounts and coming as a man, because this can be her as well. It's actually against the law. I can talk about you, but to keep harassing you and defaming you, that's why I'm deleting nothing. They delete stuff when they want to remove it. I don't delete nothing because I'm honest in my, as you said, you said you listened to my videos a while ago, right? Like
Yeah.
from back when we first started chatting. Are you there?
Yeah, I'm right here.
Oh, okay. You heard my stuff. How about ever, like you said, I sound as if you go outside and you talk to me, I'm gonna use the same exact words, and I do. But if you talk to
But
them,
remember
it
I was
sounds
saying
as. Mm-hmm.
Remember, I was saying, why isn't anybody in your chat? Remember, I was saying, because I was like,
Right.
this has got to be the reason why, because you have some troll that connects to everybody, harasses them, because he's all in my comment section talking cray all about you,
That's sad. I never done that to. I never done
and
that
that would
to
make
either
sense to
one of
why you
them.
don't have anybody. Because I said, how you don't have nobody in here? I see you all the time on Sheila's. I see you all the time, and you be even over there with um with underrated darkness,
JT, brother
and
JT,
I
the
was
number
like,
one grinder.
I should see them, in here right now, and I was like, but wait up, what's going on? I was very curious, and I had a vision, right?
Uh-huh.
I had a vision about your apartment, and I was like wondering why I can't move around in here. I want to know about your apartment. And then like, this person is talking about your apartment. This is so weird. Like,
And he
that's
never been
weird.
here. He don't know, like he's saying
It's
stuff.
crazy.
It's what did
And
I
it sounds
say?
like a woman, though. How do you think of the man? It sounds like a woman complaining.
I didn't even think about that. So it can be her. It can be her. I don't know. But it's very childish
Yes.
and weird. Because now it's like I never said
Well, are you sure the person
nothing
doesn't
personal
want
about
you
anyone.
Anymore? Like, so
Well,
you.
since I stopped talking to the one lady, right? I stopped talking
Yeah.
to her in the summertime. We kept
Summer of
talking.
2020? Summer of
2021.
2021?
I stopped
Wow.
talking in the summer. We kept a little touch. But then I was like, one day I was like October, no, before October, like October, I said, can you please stop sending me messages on Instagram and stop texting me?
Yeah.
She didn't. So she sent something. I entertained it and said, okay, whatever. Because she like, oh, I got an update on, because she was supposed to going to get, finally, you know how they say, go to counseling, therapy. She was doing that. So I said, if you're done with therapy, if you're done, when you're done, and you want to talk to me, cool. She never got to the part of therapy. I don't know if she even went now. Because the way she's acting.
But why is it over between you two?
When I'm talking, I don't want the same, like, she got mad at things I had. Basically, oh yeah, that's the exact reason. She got mad at things I had no control over. And she took them out on me. And now I'm 6'5". She's about 5'9". She's not a little woman. She shows signs that she probably have whooped my ass. She shows signs of not be now. You watch my other videos. I don't have to say it again. I'll show you the video, or I'll find the snippet or whatever. She showed signs of mine going not in order. The words we was using, to keep doing something over and over, they call you, and I don't want to say it because I'm leaving it alone.
Right. But can I ask you a question about what was? I wanted one question because I know you said you don't want to be bothered with it, but so they put down in here the Sly Jones, okay, said that you get homeless women and have them live in your apartment in exchange for sex.
So what I told her was I met women throughout my life, and males as well, men. But I didn't have sex with the men, huh? That's what I say. Oh, like, so what about the men? I had sex with them too, but they don't answer that part. That's how like good lie. I love the lie. And
but wait a minute, how many rooms is in your house?
No. You want to know like the real, like the stories?
No, you have it apart. You showed us the snow from in front of your house. Remember, you showed us that video,
right?
Like a couple of years ago. So you have a place of your own. Sometimes you just do talk to us from your inside of your house.
Yeah, from my couch.
And you live and you live by yourself, right?
Right.
And how many bedrooms?
It's one.
So the people that live in
first one there that time I met a lady named Beverly. I was working as a dietary aide. That's why I was speaking about the young men doing their jobs in the company, helping the company out. That's one of the companies I work for because they like to get on certain people and it'd be harder for other people. So I try to explain. And so I let her live with me and another lady lived with me. But
they were homeless.
Beverly was actually working and making money. The other lady, I don't know. It was something wrong with her mentally. And that was it. They just lived with me. She stayed out of all of women or males that stayed with me. She stayed 8 months. I tried to help her with her business. She was adopted and she had a white family. They didn't treat her good. I was like, do they realize you're living with me? They said, yes. They don't want to help you. She said, no. So it was like a hurt. And I still have a hurt, whether it's a male or a female. I let a guy stay overnight. I don't like talking about it because that's a personal thing out of my servitude for being on this earth. And I don't want to show people or hide their face, or that's like something I do. So that's a personal thing. I spoke to her and even talked to maybe him too. But the stories he's getting, he's taking the truth and making them into lies. Like saying having sex with a woman. Never had sex with none of the women that lived with me. I heard stories like the one lady, I seen her outside. I got off the bus to go to work. She was going down the street because her mother was, I met her because her mother was a resident at the nursing home, at the hospital, our big hospital in Buffalo, New York, ECMC. I know you heard about that doctor killing a lady on the stairs.
No, I didn't hear about that. No, I did not.
Oh, that was years and years, but that was crazy.
Horrible.
Yes.
But wait, horrible. So you broke up with this person in the summertime, and then you found the love of your life that you're going to get married to?
Yes, we dated. It wasn't even a relationship. We dated to get to know each other.
No, but I'm saying the new person that you have, like you haven't known them for long, and you're already going to get married to them?
No, I said she's wifey. She got mad. It wasn't even that. She didn't even know that yet. Nobody knew that until I said, because they keep trying to say she's another woman for another place. It's another place. I'm going to show that. I just want the young men, like my whole channel is based on uplifting young men, giving another side. I don't want to hide stuff from people. I never had.
Right. But so
And you
wait,
see
but
the
so you help
mhm.
people that need help with shelter.
Yes. And then I was like,
So
all right,
like
let's go get you a shelter home. Or let's do
so
something like with her. I think hers was a more deeper. I think something really happened to her. I ain't saying that
yeah.
didn't happen to other people, but she got like, and it was a spirit thing. So I was like, all right, she can stay here. She's not in my way. She don't bother. She really didn't bother me.
And she
And
was on the couch.
yeah, basically. And she'd go do her yah because she's a Hebrew Israelite. Cool. She had food stamps. She couldn't get other money. So sometimes like, here you go. I was like, and then times like one day it was like an idea. She didn't want to do it. She didn't want to do her idea. I was like, it's gonna cost $160. Let's go get all the products. I did the research one day. I was in my room in the back. Always we talked, but we never was like close. We never got close. You couldn't get close to her. Well, I couldn't, or whatever. But a lot of people couldn't get close. But the close she would stay there, she'd have a knife, and I didn't care. I didn't never feel scared of her and everything. And the reason that kind of ended, it wasn't that she didn't want to do nothing. It was the fear of her actions now that I had nothing to do with. She started coming back to the house angrier than before, or angry. Before she wasn't angry. And I told her I felt danger. She was like, why? I was like, I don't know where your knife at now because I can pinpoint where her knife is at. Not that I'm going to grab it or want to use it, like, because it was for her. That made her feel safe. Or I was like, okay, because sometimes she would put it away. And I wouldn't say nothing because I didn't want to make her feel weird about it. And she, 2, 3, 4 weeks ago by, she wouldn't have the knife around. She would put it away.
So
So
but why were you comfortable with her? What
it
was the
was a spirit
connection?
thing.
Like why did you feel oh it was
It
like a
wasn't
spirit thing?
about, huh? Sorry.
So it was like a spirit thing, like the spirit said it was okay.
Yes. It wasn't about what
Oh.
anybody else think. I'm explaining it, but I can't explain it. So it's
Right.
like other guys. Some guys didn't want to stay because of the manness. See, even his
But
comment
did you have any kind of like um any kind of like
relations.
psychotic break from the from the military? Because they say you have
No,
so you
no,
don't have
they
you don't have medication from you don't have
no,
psychotic med.
they diagnosed me with PTSD. That's why I say it's weird. Okay, now I'm about to say this. For him to be a former whatever it's that deep religion belief. He was part of an organization that they talk about the North Star and all that. For him to have that, would you think he would have a database to show this stuff and look me up, and look me up? And but he
But you're
don't.
not on
So
medication. You're not on
no,
medication.
no. But I'm
But
saying
they
he will have access to these places where he can look me up and see if stuff is wrong instead of listening to somebody. But he's listening. But that's why I called him my enemy, because my enemy would
oh.
take the time out to get to know me and not just assume.
And you wasn't issued medication that you're not choosing to
No,
take.
no. I actually, when I got out the military, I came from Iraq, got out the military. 2005, I stayed because I wanted to, as I talked about on my channel, I tell the truth. I literally told
Yeah.
the truth. I wanted to join the Marine Security Guard. That's the person that's at the embassies, guard the president and all that. But my unit didn't really want to let me go. So my master sergeant, who I told was gonna be a sergeant when I left, he saluted me when I left, honored, and gave me appreciation. He even gave me like a going away, which they normally don't do. Like, you made it to where you was at. He did the party, Caucasian
Yes.
male. So and he respected me because I did what I was gonna do. And when I got out the military, I didn't go to the VA for 5 years, never nothing. And I knew about it. And then I finally went. It was like, you never had your debriefing from Iraq. And it's like, this is all you went through there? They were shocked. Never hurt nobody. I have 0 police records of hurting people, abusing a woman, 0, nothing. Decent credit, all that. That's why this is funny to me. And then he say, the reason why none of his so-called friends in the chat, because they know he's full of ish. I'm literally telling you what you can literally, that's what make it weird. You can literally, if he was part of one of them groups, he can look up information about me and see if it's true or not. That's why this is weird. It just don't make sense to me. It has no sense. That's why Spirit said, now stand up for yourself. Like I can stand up and like you asking me questions. That's standing up for myself. Now I can leave it alone. It's like, let them talk. I don't have to defend myself.
He said, welcome to the love.
Yeah. But this is how he got his people.
Why is it the love sector? Because
like 12 bells. How I got you is being myself. I didn't get people through some type of beef.
No beef, but it's still crazy. No, but it's I said I was wondering why you don't have nobody in the chat. I said that's weird to me. Remember I told you that, Otho? Come on. I said I don't understand. I said, look, it's Otho year. We gotta have the people over here. And I was telling Sheila, I said that to you. I said, Sheila, what's going on? Otho be in your chat. Why he don't got no people inside his? I said every time I go there, nobody in there.
But I'm saying he was already doing this. That's the funny. But that never, because I remember a young man on YouTube asked me, he said, do it bother you that you don't have the 2,000, 200,000 or maybe million people as you should? I said, no. He said, why? I said, I'm talking to you. I didn't need 2,000 people. So the next young man I talked to, you were supposed to hear this message. And you
but you do a lot of appearances on other channels, even female content creators.
Right.
Like if you hashtag your name, you on other, they put your information in and everything. And I was like, this is so weird. I said, what's going on with Otho? I said, this is so weird. And then in my comment section, oh, he messes with 14-year-old girls. What about that? Ask him about that. You see that?
Right. No, I don't care. It's like, he don't say stuff to me. He's saying to everybody else, but it's a few people that are asking me. Like the one lady, I didn't know it was a man or a lady because the original videos that she had, she wasn't showing herself. And so I didn't know if it was a man or a woman. Then now her recent videos, she got her picture on her stuff. I ain't gonna say her name. She said, even though it's nothing to do, she said, I know you're not doing nothing. You're cool. I still like you. I still want to watch your videos or listen because you have good information. And you speak well. Oh, she dropped off. I send it out again. And I ain't going to be on much longer, but I don't want you to come back on if you got any more questions. Like I said, this is crazy for to be an adult man to give out false information about people. That's sad. That's very sad, but okay. So it's on him. It's on him, lovely. It's no longer on me. You there?
I'm so sorry. I had fell off because I was trying to come out of the comment section. Yeah. And I didn't know how to come out, and I pushed the X and it dropped me off. I'm sorry.
Don't worry about it. But yeah,
no, you was telling me about the lady. I'm listening.
Yeah. Any more? Yeah. But
I do have another question.
Go ahead.
So what is this relationship you have? Like, can I come live with you for like 2 years? Like, I just need like 24 months.
Yeah, if you needed to. Yeah. Like people, like, you know why? I don't know. No, you know why? You know why? I don't know.
Why?
I don't know. Because we try to program our purposes in our life instead of let our life just be our life. I don't know what's going on. Long as you ain't chopping me up, we good. Don't chop me a little piece.
Why we can't? What is going on over here? Y'all got me. You know what? You got me laughing here. Y'all got me. It's too much going on here. I don't understand it. I don't understand it. I ain't never talked to nobody. They're hitting me up on my channel. And this person is connected to one of my subscribers. He's connected to Janet Ortega.
Oh, he found out I was with the woman because I showed the picture, but I didn't even hashtag her. He found her. I wasn't even her friend yet. I didn't even friend her yet.
This is weird.
I was like, that's crazy. I told him that's crazy.
You got somebody stalking you. Somebody love you. You did. What did you do?
Again. This get to show the young. That's why I'm not cutting them off. I'm a block it. But if you keep finding ways to keep making another burner account like Kevin Durant, then that's like, but this is evidence. This is evidence.
Yeah, it's evidence. Yeah.
She can say I did whatever. Like, no, she writing too. She writing other people's account and they're screenshotting it and sending it to me, which they don't know that.
Oh my God. It's so crazy, right?
I thought it was her, but I thought it was him by himself. It's her. And then now she's using his accounts and putting this. Now she's John Jones, which it can be him too. It's him too. But now they just using that name. And now she's
But this is what I'm trying to say.
Well.
Like when a person's not willing to like let go, like it's like something unresolved there. Like you're done, but they're not done.
I had a woman calling me saying, I'm calling to see how bad. I'm waiting till you to mess up to do bad. Woman I've been in an actual relationship with. She would keep calling me to say, I'm calling to you to see how bad you're doing.
So they didn't want to break up with you.
Literally. But the one, she broke up with me, this one, like I said, it wasn't going to be nothing. And she kept, it's like, even when I tried, she kept forcing stuff. It wasn't even natural. Like, she would just listen to me talk to say, when you go come and see me. I was like, what did I just say? She didn't know. I was like, I'm not going to come see somebody that I'm unsure about, that if I come into your house, you was safe in my house. I'll come in yours. I don't know what you're going to do. I ain't never been to the Midwest. I don't know. I know family, but I don't. They've probably been. They've been here, then I've never been to their house. So I don't know. I can't say where they at, or call them. And hopefully they pick up right away. So I wasn't going to go there, and I told her that. And it was thing. We weren't even in a relationship. We was getting to know each other. They didn't even create one. I was trying to, but it was like, this is the kicker. I'm 39. She's 47. I showed her a picture of my mother. My mother was like, why are you with this old woman? She looked old. But I didn't look at her that way. And there's other things my mother said, and there's other things people said. And then she literally started doing it. I said, and I told her, I was like, stop doing these things because you're making a lot of the visions come to life. And me having my own visions about you. I said, stop doing it. Like,
but this is somebody you was in a relationship sexually with, though, right?
Yeah, because that's all she wanted. It was like I was actually trying to build something. But I was like, all right. I felt that it was okay. But now I'm like, damn, I can't regret it. But I like that's another body that's for no reason though.
Like your body count.
Yeah, like no reason.
Oh.
Like I didn't even need that one. I took the odd number.
But how did you see her? You said you didn't look at her like that. Like, how did you see her, the 47-year-old?
We met off Sly Jones' channel. See? Do you see now? None of us call you friends in the chat because you're full of ish. I'm full of ish. I met somebody off your channel. Now,
well, how did you see her? You said I didn't see her like my mother saw her. I saw her as what? How did you see her?
Well, I'm 39. She's 47. Well, I was 38. She was 47. She should be 58 now or 48 now by now. I don't remember when her birthday is. I don't care no more. But because I asked her on plenty occasions to leave me alone. I seen her as a person I can be with. But she was like, now if you actually want to go into it, she was more masculine than the feminine.
How so? What were some of the examples of her being more masculine?
The attitude of trying to control what we was doing.
So like you said, she only wanted you in bed. So like what, she tried to get on top of you?
Yeah, or control what I say and do. Like we could have
like what, sexually?
Yeah, huh?
Like do like what, sexually?
No. We'd be out and about. She wanted to control what I say and do. If a woman walked by and it was this I wasn't even paying attention to this woman until she said something. Oh, you see her over there? I see you looking at her. I'm like, I'm paying her no attention. I'm not looking at the woman still. I'm ever trying to do something on my phone to call or do something that we need to do. And she had me look up for no reason and then looking at her getting mad. But the first start, she got mad of a YouTube recommendation. A woman was not online for 3 months. and she made a video about her haul, her bikini haul.
Uh-oh.
That's how it. And see how crazy that sound.
No, but she was upset that you was looking at a woman in her bikini.
That haven't been online for 3 months. I just met her.
Well, what that gotta do with you looking at somebody in a bikini?
Hold on. You ain't hear what I said. She got upset. I just started talking to her literally within the compounds of a few weeks. A review to recommendation came up.
Okay, like you're like, I'm not connected to that channel.
No,
that's what you're saying. You wasn't connected to the channel
before I met her.
Okay.
It's been 3 months since this woman made a video.
Right. So, what they got to do with anything, though?
She got mad at me for the recommendation.
How did she know you let her look at your phone?
I was on YouTube. We was watching videos. But not even, you missed the whole point. She got mad at me for a YouTube recommendation.
I would get mad too, though, Otho. I would get mad too. I would be upset with you.
Hold on, pause. You get mad at me? I've known you for 2 weeks. 2 weeks. 2 weeks. 2 weeks. 3 months ago. So that means she hasn't been online.
Yeah. So she's in a bikini. I'm mad because you looking at somebody in a bikini.
Hold on. I just met you. Literally. How are you mad at me?
Why does that have to do anything? What does that have to do with anything that you just met me 2 weeks ago? That doesn't make any sense.
I had no control of the recommendation coming up.
That's true. You don't. That's true.
That's what
You're right.
Psychologically, you got to think what I'm saying. I know, not being funny I'm not trying to be offensive. I understand you are a lady, but the part that baffled me, you laughing because you know what I'm getting at. Stop laughing because you know what I'm getting at. That's why, and it started from that. It didn't start. But wait,
do you do that when you with the person though? Do you say pause?
Yes. I said, can you say certain words like, can you please stop? Can you please not say that? That don't work.
Pause. You just stop it. You say pause. Oh my God.
Or whatever word. Like your word might be different. I might say time and you might stop. Like, okay, why are you saying time? And that's what word I keep using. Whatever word I make it seem so we can both start understanding what I'm saying or what you're saying. Because I may not understand what you're saying. I was like, time.
But so help me understand. How is she masculine in the bedroom? I want to know more.
Why you want to know about the bedroom? The bedroom wasn't important.
I want to know about the bedroom because she said she was showing signs of masculinity even in the bedroom.
Oh no! I've said that. I'm sorry. I don't know. Maybe she did. It's because I'm not trying to think about that. I'm thinking about the stuff that actually made me not want to talk to her. But you said that the main relationship was sexual. No, that's so. How could you? Okay, because that's what she kept saying.
What do you mean she was saying what?
Okay. Oh, we want to air. Oh, since you're online real quick, I'm about to air it out. Hope she's online to listen to it. Let's air it out. We made plans for her to come down, right? You know what she did to come to Buffalo.
What did she do?
As a man, what would a man do if I'm going to take you out on a date? He does what? He what for the date?
He prepares.
And he pays for it. So I told her, hold on. You want to pay like $50 or $20 and don't pay nothing. She took it upon herself. We did not agree on the time she was supposed to come down. We agreed, but I said, I'm going to pay. She bought the ticket on her own without me. And so on the phone that night, guess what her surprise was? And it's like, oh, so right there it was like, oh, so already you won't even take the time out to collaborate and but she collaborating with this dude. The irony, right? The irony of collaborating with him, but couldn't collaborate with me. The one that actually took time out to give her love and to show her things and pay for things and do things this dude have done, and I say, wow, this is the fall of our race, men and women. It seems like a lot of our women, the men that don't do nothing for them, that they don't have no future with, that's zero meaning of their life, will collaborate them or give them more of themselves than you.
But I want to know. I want to know more about that one who didn't want to continue on because you was too attentive. Like, what was that about?
Oh, her name was Shantae, another black woman. All my women, you can ask my mother, until now have been chocolate. I don't have nothing against black women. My father's side and my mother is chocolate. My aunt, my two aunts, all my mother brothers are chocolate. And all my father's side is chocolate. Everybody, even the new kids, all the babies. My mother's side is like the only side that have the lighter, fairer people, still black people. But my father, so I never had nothing against black people. We didn't talk about racism. We didn't even, my mother talked about everybody calling me. You have to call everybody back. My mother, she didn't talk about racism in our home or anything. So everything I experienced was outside. So everything I experienced from a black woman was outside of my home.
Right.
It wasn't inside of my home. My mother didn't do that. We grew up poor. We ate 3 times a day unless we went to school. We ate dinner. She made sure we did our homework. She took care of us. She made sure I was a respectable man. And that's what draw a lot of women to me, because I am really doing that. But as soon as it don't go their way, there's a problem. Or since I'm trying to learn, or I'm trying to not be part of their program, because like, no, you got to talk to me, or I'm going to learn. It's going to take time, or the conflict begin. And I'm not a conflict person. I'll rather solve it. But you got to solve it through communication. So the one that was attentive, there was no communication. She was a introvert, quote unquote, an introvert. So she did.
And so, like, what was an example of you being too attentive? Like, why did she define you as too attentive?
The funny part, which I understood the word of a wise woman explained the bare minimum. I actually gave her the bare minimum of what a man's supposed to do, and that's what all men should do until he marry a woman. Bare minimum. Bare minimum is actually a high quality a man should have. That should be the first thing, because that shows you about that man. So I made sure she was eating, how she got off work, because she was already working before she met me. She did a dialysis tech. So that's a very hard job, and moving around a lot, or have to do a lot of paperwork all day. So I make sure she was good. Come home, I have try to prepare something, like have it made or ordered to her. Ask her how she want to talk to her, because like I said, she's an introvert. So introvert, I said vort. Maybe that's the word, introvert, like since her own vortex, and everything was about her. But when I gave her everything about her, she didn't want it. It was too much. And it was weird, because I was like, oh, that's too much. So I even cut down. And it was still too much. I said, oh, okay, wow. Then she stopped talking to me. But the worst part about it was the time and energy and everything I put into it could have left me alone. That lasted because she lived in Buffalo, though. She grew up around the corner from me, which was funny. Like, I lived in the project. She lived in the other part. The only thing that separate us was to go up the street and make a left. No, make a left, then make a right up the next street. That's what separated us. But I never knew her, never seen her. But she's 30. So she should be 32 now, or 31. No, that wasn't 2 years ago. Yeah, that was right before I started talking to this lady.
So you have overlap.
Right. And I had no problem. She kept trying to use that.
So if you have overlap, then you're not faithful.
No, I was done talking to her. I never cheated on no woman. Never. I lied about it one time, but I never did.
What did you lie about?
Cheating on this one lady I was with, because I wanted her to leave me alone, and she wouldn't stop.
So how are you single if you have women that don't want to let you go?
No, I'm done. No, I don't come. No, I have nobody phone number. I don't have the email. They're blocked and everything else. This was the only way to get to me, to do this stuff. Go to your channels with their regular names because they're not blocked on other people's channels. So that's the only way. Until y'all tell me what they were, I would have never known if they didn't. Because he already seen you. So if he or she didn't come to and they will watch my videos to see who was in my chat. Like literally people like, because everybody got like an Instagram too. They send me the Snapchat, the screenshot on Instagram about what they're saying. I don't know because I already reviewed their videos. Huh?
But when you sit back about it and you ponder it, do you think it was like maybe? Do you think it was the sex? You think it's the sex that was like get these women all wrapped up?
I don't know, because if it's a lot of women I've been with, they call me Big O. I don't call myself Big O. Every woman I've been with had an orgasm. So when I hear all these stories about women talk about man can't please her, I say, what he not doing? He not exploring your body. He's not making love to you. He's not trying. Like what? Are you put off by him? Do you really don't like him? Because there's no reason for a woman not to have an orgasm. You ain't got to be the best lover in the world. I'm not bragging, but you don't got to be the best lover in the world to please a woman.
So you don't feel like you're the best lover in the world, or do you feel you are the best lover in the world?
For my woman, I'm the best lover in the world. But
so then that's why you have problems with the women letting you go.
No, but it's like then don't fight me, don't battle me. I'm not like you said. If you meet me and we having fun, don't ruin it with attitude that has nothing to do with me. Now, if you want to talk about it and say, I didn't care that channel was there. I don't like that I meet a guy and he looking at other women. Don't matter how long ago, because it was long ago, and I seen it. That's what adults should do. Adult have adult discussions and say that. Instead of just getting mad, expecting me to understand when I don't understand. That's what bothered me the most. It's like, you want me to understand something that you didn't even put in words. So how was I supposed to understand? Like even the lady I talked to now, we just went through that and it was beautiful. She's like, like she said, I don't know how to put it in words yet. But I said, so you're uncomfortable. She said, that's not the word, but we're going to use that word. So, yes, I am uncomfortable with this. And I said, cool. It wasn't, she had attitude, but she was still talking to me. She didn't run away. She didn't cuss me out, didn't scream at me. She didn't go bury herself in the room. I don't chase you. If you go in the room and run, I'm not chasing you. And I'm not coming to cuddle up with you because that's not what I'm trying. I'm trying to have an adult discussion.
Right. So you're not into that whole no contact thing. You know, like when a woman gets upset and then she just refuses to contact you anymore. Like you don't participate in that where you're gonna be like calling her, trying to find out what's wrong.
No, I'll leave her a message. Because you can't be stupid. So you ain't gonna be stupid for so long. I'll leave you the first message, like, all right, what's wrong? By like the fourth message, I'm saying, all right, I'm gonna say it as it is. I'm an adult. You an adult. You can't talk. That's a little childish, immature. And I don't play long games. Just like when I hear married men, I sleep on the couch. I'm never sleeping on no couch. And my wife is never sleeping on no couch. We are not never sleeping apart. That's stupid and dumb. That's the wrong thing to tell a young man, especially young black people. Young black men and women separate and divide. We're already that way in the first place. You talk it out, figure it out. Lay in the same bed if you ain't get all the way to what you need to know, and you keep doing it. Now I'm being real. He jumped. There's nobody but me and you on it. That's what I'm talking about. I'm full of shit, but I'm being real. That's how I know it's probably her too, and on his account, because I think she messing with him. Because she said a man a certain age that she had sex with. Since me, I've been with 0 women since I stopped talking to her. This is the first woman I actually been with and trying to build a relationship or anything of. She already been with 4 men, and he probably one of them. not saying that tell you a lot about a person, but I don't move fast. Like I met her because it was like, oh, this gonna be good. Like, yeah, I met a person, we clicking, we got so much in common because she was in the military. I'm in the Marine Corps, she was in the Army. So this is gonna work. Yeah, this is. Then boom, it's like, oh, I can't take this. Damn. Remember, I'm crazy too. Remember, they say I'm crazy in the head, so I definitely can't take it.
They didn't say you was crazy.
No, they did.
They said you was taking psychotropic medication.
Mm-hmm. I don't even know that right. That don't even make sense. Topical medication is cream you put on your body if you have like eczema, you have pain in your back. So if I was taking, that would make sense. That means I have pain in my back from going to war and fighting or lifting heavy things. Yeah, I would take topical medication.
No, I said psychotropic.
Oh, psycho.
Yeah, because they were saying that like you had been traumatized from your time there. So that was like, but you said no, that didn't happen. But then you said you had PTSD, and I thought like sometimes you get medication.
Yeah, you don't have to. You can go see a person, or since I've been little, this is funny to people. That's why I want to reach out young men. That's why I say I'm a self-soother. I'll actually like this. Man, why am I writing them and then having another lady around, the feminine, because I'm the masculine around saying it don't make sense. It's like, you're right, it don't make sense. Then I get off the phone with her and think about it. It's like, what I'm doing? I never did this before. I said I had a problem. We got straight to the point, or I left it alone, or that person left it alone. That made me leave it alone. I never went, even if they built up, I just moved on. I never did this. That's why I said 2022, that was my first lesson of people that have a jealous mind and a bad heart about you from day one, and they've been talking about you. Be mindful of that, young people. And that was what the video was about. People listen to the video, the one I said, the vigilant lesson 1. They didn't even know I was talking about. They thought I was just being in general. They didn't know I was even talking about a person. Like two of the ladies said, I didn't even know you was even talking about people. I thought you was just speaking in general. I said, and that's
but that doesn't have to do with PSTD.
Oh no. Oh, so you just saying nothing. No, I'm just saying in general what happened. Sorry. But it don't have nothing to do with it. Like things, what he even saying don't even have nothing to do with what we're talking about or going through. Yeah, that's something everybody would know. If I was in the military and I get a certain percentage, most likely it's going to be PTSD from every person.
Oh.
Majority. Just about all, unless it's medical, literally medical. That's 100%. So it's like, why does that even matter? Okay, PTSD. Okay, what they got to do? Women just had a baby, post-traumatic stress, like they get PTSD. So you're going to talk about them, but it's nothing to talk about because I haven't, like I said, you can look at my criminal record before the military and after, nothing. Never abused a woman, no police called on me, never been arrested. I take honor in that. So I don't know
that's
what PTSD
good. No, that's really good.
I tell young men, you know how you saying the power of words? I said, I'm never going to prison or jail or never getting arrested. It's like, no, don't say that. You never know. I said, I'm never going to prison or jail and never been arrested and never getting arrested. It's like, how you can say that? I hear the police or the ambulance. That's you?
Oh, you hear from my window?
Yeah, you live in Crooklyn. You live in Crooklyn, don't you? Remember the movie Crooklyn?
No, I live in Harlem.
Oh, I thought you said, what's JT in Brooklyn then? Somebody in Brooklyn.
JT is in Virginia. He keeps telling you that. He keeps telling you he's in Virginia.
Oh, my bad. Who from Brooklyn? Who in New York? Me and you. That I know of. And somebody else then. Sheila is
in New York too.
Oh, okay. That's who's in New York.
She's in the state of New York.
My bad. He just got that.
I'm in the boroughs.
Yeah, he got that New York vibe. That's why.
Because he used to live in, but he said he's always telling us that he's in Virginia. You're not the first one to say that because I had another person had told me JT was in Brooklyn, in the city too. But he said no, and then he came over to my channel. A lady accused him of being from Africa. So that people be always calling him saying he's from somewhere. It was so funny. But he says he's in Virginia.
Okay. That's gonna be cool because what I want to do one day, we meet up not like a studio or like the library. You can rent out the room in the library and do one of our panels next to each other and like just be across the table with the mics and everything all set up and just do a podcast or whatever you want to call them, a people cast. And we like, yo, what's up? I'm O. I got 12 L's in the real name. If you want to say a real name here, we up here. We in the New York, whatever part you live in. We rented out library. We gonna kick this off and we gonna have some music. I gotta figure out.
Who else is gonna be there?
We gonna be just chopping it up.
If it's just you and me, then why don't you just call it a collab? Like everybody does that. You don't have to be anywhere particular for a collab.
Yeah.
No, you don't have to do it like it's no podcast. You just do a meetup. I had met up with a content creator at the we met up at the what's the name of that boat? It's in Harlem at the West End.
I don't know. I've never been to New York yet. I've never been to New York yet.
Oh, you never been in the city?
No.
Because you in Buffalo, New York.
I've barely been to I've been to Niagara Falls. I never went to the actual falls.
But have you been on the Metro North?
No.
Oh, okay.
No. So what time is it?
So you never been to 42nd Street?
No, I ain't never been nowhere.
That's not true. That you never been anywhere. You was active duty as in the Army. The
places that you asking me, I should have been there. I never been there.
You don't have to be there if you don't have to. You know why you should have been to 42nd Street. You don't have to be here. That used to be a lot of prostitution and horrible stuff was going on. And Giuliani cleaned it up. Giuliani wasn't playing. He got rid of all those porn places.
You sound muffled.
Oh, I'm sorry. But do I sound better now?
Yes, ma'am.
He got rid of all those porn shops and everything. They had all these porn shops, everything on 8th Avenue and stuff. They got rid of everything.
Oh, that's cool. Well, that's good then, isn't it? He got rid of that stuff and made it
because
better.
he wanted it more family friendly.
That's why, like, we're not going to the strip club, not doing stuff. Even Sly posted a comment. That's how I know. He said he shared my video. I got to find out how to stop somebody from sharing my video. And then his comment about my video: you got a 1-bedroom apartment and you have homeless white girls. White girls? You hear the story? He's like,
he's messing with you.
Put your information wrong. Your information is wrong. Like, white girls? I never talked to a white girl in my life. Never been with a white woman, never had sex with a white woman. I'm literally one of the black men that actually only been with black women. So, you still there?
Yeah, I'm still here.
Oh, your thing wasn't my thing wasn't moving nor yours. You know how you can see the voice, the thing going like you talking?
Oh, yeah.
It wasn't even moving. Mine wasn't moving. That was weird. So, yeah, but that's the I'm done. I'm not even going to even not share it. I'm just loving it. Thank you for the you said I'm losing people. I'm not. I actually got like 2 more subscribers.
People subscribing?
Yeah. Since
you got drama. See, so you being a drama channel, you being part of the beef sector then, because you got yourself a crazy troll harassing people, coming over to other people's channels, telling them all kind of crazy stuff about you. That's crazy.
No, that's not how you get part of it. Your videos have to be recommended to it, but they see my titles and see my hashtags. YouTube don't recommend my video. I'm more in like the people, education, and blog. It's like a high. It's like I'm at 90% even after that 2 videos because I never made videos beefing. I call people out. It's like, hey, come up. Like and I don't get like flags or stuff. I don't have a beef channel.
That's good. You don't get any kind of flags or anything. That's good.
Nope. No sub shadow, no shadow ban, no nothing. It's just YouTube need to fix the bells. Like you click on the bell and it's highlighted. I don't even know when people like. I don't even get the notification or nothing.
Oh wow, that's weird.
Yeah, so it's whatever.
But I got the notification to your channel.
Thank you. I get yours too.
Yeah, I get it.
And I had to subscribe to 10 Veils. I was like, I know I did last time when I was on Sheila, or was you 12 Veils on Sheila?
I'm 12. I'm a mod over there at 12 Veils.
And I had to change the veil because the veil was personalized and it wasn't dark. Like they're supposed to let me know every time. So I started deleting channels that's not even active no more. So that hopefully that helped.
Uh-huh. Yeah. So, but sometimes it's people not there. Just like the one you said, the person was inactive for 3 months and then they came back on.
Right. At the best time. But I'm happy.
Sometimes they do that. They have the lingerie channels and everything like that.
I'm happy it did because it got to show me that person, how they were going to react to things that, and we couldn't figure it out. And we're talking about, like, again, I'm 39. I don't rush stuff. I can say, I'm going to propose to my lady. We can be engaged for 2 years. But people don't know that. People, as I say, if you subscribe to the program, you don't only know the program. You don't know, like, you ask people, what do engagement mean? What is courting? What is marriage? They don't know that. Like, I mean, like the definition in the law book, because that's what you're going to be. You got to get registered. In the court of law, you're going to be married, but you don't know what that actually means. Like, I know people that was engaged 3 years because of certain reasons. She was not being in their business. They was going to court for things that had nothing to do with him. But then she had to wait, but that was his promise and commitment, and they lived together. And then after that stuff was over, it took longer than what it was because he marry her, but he's like, the court-wise, they waited and they talked it over, and it's still the most loving people I ever seen in my life. So they've been together so many years and married less years. So if you keep listening to people anecdotes or prescription of, I call it the prescription of their description of you, you will always have problems.
Right.
Imagine if they listen to other people, they've never got married, and they the best example of love. People that's been married 50 years. I met people that was married 52, loving people. But it wasn't always that way. Something happened. Something
right.
But they don't talk about, they talking about, oh, I'll get married and this and that, or if he don't marry me, because I hear some women talking outside, he don't marry 3 or 4 years, we ain't gonna get married. I was like, oh, good luck. I'm in my mind saying, good luck. You never probably be married then. Then you see them, they still not married 3-4 years later. It's like, stop listening to people. Do your program. Do what's best for you. So yes, this woman I'm with, I'm gonna marry her. And we're gonna be engaged. I'm gonna propose her and we're gonna be engaged. And she's mad about that. Because I don't want something with somebody I can't even have a decent day with. I don't want a day full of, did you eat? Yeah, I ate. I don't know. My mother and father didn't even, regardless of what happened later, I never seen my father do that with my mother. So why would I do that with my woman and bring up calamity and strife in the house?
Right.
Then me and her, we talk about it. We not past it, but we like, I love you. Hey, brother David, you ain't gotta get married, but find a woman. That's what I say to the brothers. Find a woman that don't get married, but still will honor you as if you was married. And people say that's stupid. Yeah, okay, it was stupid. There's a lot of black people back in the day that had great lives together, didn't get married, or mixed race people and are racializing. They wasn't married. They don't have none of the problems of married people, or vice versa. They have a great marriage. So it's like, I can't prescribe to everybody way of life. Everybody. Exactly, Brother David. I appreciate you, man. Happy New Year again. So I hope that explains some stuff. And the people watch it, I hope they get to see and hear it. They get to see the comments. They get to hear you ask some questions.
Yeah.
All that. You got to share. Go to her video. Go to her channels. She talked about everything. She been working. You was working out.
No, working out what? No.
On your channel, you was working out.
Yeah, because I have zero income, so I just was doing like the workout videos because
Okay.
an easier way to express, like just
Right.
staying on making content and not being mopey,
Mm-hmm. But yeah.
So Sheila had brought me a whole set of
Ooh.
exercise
Okay.
stuff. She brought me
Yeah.
weight, like 3 pound weights, a jump
Mm-hmm.
rope and stuff. So I was doing like some jump rope and stuff because I said, "Oh well, someone sent this to me. I got it gifted. I might as well use it." And then I had another content creator send me a hula hoop. I
Well,
still don't
okay.
know how to. I still don't know how to keep that hula hoop on my waist, but it's definitely was. It had people talking to me when I was outside
Mm-hmm.
at the park trying to learn how to hula hoop. This is hilarious.
Hey, some of us
People,
never hula hoop before.
I never was a person that was good at hula hoop. I wasn't even good at double dutch, so it's just
Me
crazy. And
neither.
then
Me neither.
and for this year, I'm trying to learn chess. So
Okay.
I started the new year with trying to understand how to play chess. And
All right.
one of
I
my
would have I would have made a joke, but it probably been like inappropriate. Then I'd have got called out for making inappropriate jokes.
especially if you have Slim Jones, if you got people already in here
Nope.
looking to get you, it's best not to, right? Because I'm sure they're snap. What do they call it?
Right.
When they taking pictures of the screen, they
Screenshotting it.
screenshot
Yep.
it. Yeah,
Right.
yeah. I had you. Do you know I had a subscriber that was doing that to me and sent it to me on Instagram, and I
Why
was
would he
like,
do
"What
that?
is the problem?"
Right. Why he
Because
screenshotting you?
because he got mad with one of the people from the audience,
Mm-hmm.
and he got mad and was like just totally went ballistic, did a whole
Oh.
video on his channel, and then he started screenshotting my videos. And I said, what in the world's wrong with people? Like, what is wrong with them? That's because they got the equipment. Because, they can upload this video onto their laptop or computer. And, like, for what?
Mm-hmm.
Like, I don't even know why they have to have video recorders and they record what you do and think
Right.
that that's not something we can strike them for. We could say this is not their content. So you get mad because
Mm-hmm.
I threaten you for doing that. That's ridiculous. I said, don't do that. Don't record my videos.
Right.
I see some people have been putting that in the description. Please do not share my video without. I guess that's what you could do. It says, please do not share my video without my prior permission.
Right.
And
That's
then
true.
they could say YouTube would say you didn't get permission. And then you get
Mm-hmm.
that copyright claim. That's how
Right.
you get the copyright claim because you shared something from somebody else. I
Mm-hmm.
have a strike on my channel. I have a strike. It's an active strike to
Yeah, I
March.
figured that. Yeah, something happened on your channel, or somebody was being small about it.
No, I
Oh.
had talked about the pandemic and
Mm-hmm.
jabs, and they said I was spreading medical misinformation, and that's
Oh,
why I got a
wow.
strike because I'm not a professional and I don't have a right to share my opinion. Like, really?
Right.
I was sharing my opinion about what I don't think people should do. It's my opinion, but
It's your
only
opinion.
professionals can give it. Like, wow,
Right.
that's so just. So I got really mad. I deleted 410 videos, and then
Oh,
it took me away from 4,000 mark. I was like 500 and something hours away from reaching 4,000, and
okay.
now I am under 2,000. I'm under 2,000 in watch hours.
2000. So what's coming to that? So they send you a messages, and same thing as David. You have to do the same thing. I'm about to get off. So anything else you wanna? I answer a quick question or two. Anything else or anything you want to talk about your channel? Anything that's coming up? Anything to make aware of?
Well, in New York, they have lifted the rent freezes So I'm just trying to remind people to pray for those people who don't have the money to pay their rent, and the homeless people. Keep them in your prayers, because this is just like, to me, 2022 has come in really crazy. Like,
Yes.
it's so crazy because I feel like they're trying to shake everybody out of the tree that has not taken the jab. And
Right.
even if you take the jab, they want you to do boosters, right? So I'm like, well, how many times you gonna do the booster?
Well,
And how
Joe
does this make
Biden
sense to
by
people?
Congress have been blocked. They blocked that in Congress, the Supreme Court. It's
But
not
they said it's up to
mandatory.
the states. Yeah, but
Right,
it's
the
up to the
state.
states. And New York once is saying that the jab is mandatory.
Yeah, but they blocked it by the president, so the state can say that. But people go like, well, they can say that all they want, but nobody ain't got to pay. It's like, well, the city gonna lose. Let the city die. People gonna still live. Be still gonna have a life. Still gonna work.
Right.
So
So
yeah.
that's where we at now. So Monday they can start taking people to court for non-payment cases.
Oh, so
So
everybody
I'm
out
just
here that if
and so I'm
non-payment,
just
yeah.
yeah, because it was a rent freeze, so nobody they had a lot of people not paying rent.
I still pay mine. I didn't care if I had to go crawl on my knees to do a job. Not like nothing
Hey,
nasty, like do a work, like do a job. At the use a toothbrush to brush the ground. I made some money.
right, and you seem like you tend to be around human services, because you said you was around the shelter, helping out with the movement of people and everything. So it seems like you really into human services.
Yes, and I always done that. Even went back when I was homeless. I worked at the place I lived at one point.
Oh, what happened to that you found yourself homeless?
That was 6 years ago. See, that's what I said. People don't, if they just say stuff to say stuff, they don't know the stories. They don't get it. And it's like, they don't, that's how you know he don't know nothing about me. So he just listening to her of what I said. But I thought it was funny because it's like, ask her about what I invested in. Can't tell you. But I would help my 6 years ago, coming out of homelessness. I was homeless because I couldn't find a job. They wouldn't hire me because of what my ITT, just ITT, or I was just black man. They felt threatened. I was told this after a while by the people that worked there, and they told me like, oh yeah, I heard them talking to the actual guy up, said not to hire you. I was like, why not to hire you? So I don't just say stuff to say it. I actually know the truth. Like if I don't know, I don't talk about the celebrity stuff, the medical, unless it's like I'm actually online, I'm doing a real presentation and I'm showing you where the sources came from. Yeah. Then I talk about that stuff, but mainly I don't talk about that stuff. It's literally about
and what stuff you don't talk about?
Like okay, I talked about with Deshaun Watson, the football player. There's forms out there you can use to keep yourself safe.
Okay.
And so I pulled up the forms offline. I showed them the PDF file. I showed them the websites to go to download it. I showed them how to do it in the legal way, so you don't get in trouble for women saying you mess with them. You have them sign the form.
Right.
Then Antonio Brown, I've told the proof. I say this is what he was supposed to get. This is what the coach said. So as we make fun of black men, be mindful of the people that's putting out the reports. And the people, what we normally do, we attack black men or a black woman without all the information. I said, this is not even all. This is just the beginning. So why are you making fun of somebody and calling him crazy? I don't care about his past. But you don't know what happened. That's the things. I got other videos that I don't even know that about Antonio Brown, like the consent form for having sex, knowing the law. I got videos that touch on everything, even about somebody saying you got PTSD. He actually can get in trouble for that, but that's whatever. You sharing, people don't, I know the law. You're sharing medical history.
Right.
That's the offensive.
That's against like HIPAA laws. You can't do that.
Yeah. Privacy, confidentiality. harassing other people. He harassing you. He's defaming my name, saying stuff that's not even on record or that have no truth to it. You know, and that's what I'm saying. For him to be this high up guy of an organization he had joined, he's sure doing a damn good job of incriminating himself. Or
that's weird though.
They both doing it. They're doing it.
That's weird though. You don't think that's weird?
I love it because
if somebody wants to put that much energy into it, it's like you've hurt their feelings or something. Like, why are they fixated on you?
Because I'm full of bullshit. Then you go to his channel, it's a video we did together, a panel. He said, check out his channel, full of great information. Still ain't take the video down. I keep saying it to him, why take it down then? If I'm such a bullshit or this bad guy, I'm doing all these bad, take the video down. Why would you leave it up? That's contradictive to his reality then. Or another word. So
that's weird. Isn't that weird though?
Yeah, I told him it's weird. So
let's stay on to it. Has to hit a 3 o'clock, okay?
Oh,
so 20 minutes. Yeah, let it hit the 3 hour mark.
Okay. Okay, well, we're gonna jump right off then. Like, all right, talk to you later. Good. Go blah blah.
Yeah. Okay. We got 19 minutes. I saw that.
So anything else? Like what I met him through her. So it's like they already talked. This is what I really feel about him. He got jealous because it was women would come on the channels and panels and try to inquire about me.
Mm-hmm.
Got jealous of that. And then me talking to her got jealous of that. And then I think another thing, I found out he was from the beef sector because she told me he went on the beef. I don't even know who's beef sector channels. One time I was in somebody chat. I had THMC. So I guess these THMC people are beef sector, but I wasn't part of it. They was just trolling. So I went off the video because the person, instead of focusing on the video, started focusing on them. I said, oh, this beef sector. And that's how it works. And they part of it. They're not part of it, but they are coming from it.
Yes.
And they're not done with them. So I was like, oh, I'm by. I'm not commenting. I don't know you. I don't want to be known as that. If you come to my page, I'll just have to ignore them. But I'm happy that now if they did it, I can just ignore them. I know how it works because he's the beef sector example for me to not part of that.
They want this ongoing beef that nobody necessarily know about. They want to make sure everybody know about it, you know? Mm-hmm. Like when I get into it with somebody like this on social media, because I'm like, you know, it's like the best thing to do is leave content creators alone, because a content creator can always make a show about you now because they're a content creator. So like when I have any beef with somebody, I just stop bothering. You know what I mean? Because anything now from then on, they can make it an issue. They'll save your audio from any phone calls. They'll save any texts and put it up on their channel. It's like, it's ridiculous. Like it's like, oh no, you can't mess with no content creator. Because if you break up with them, it's gonna be a problem.
Yeah. But I don't care. This is on her. I'm living my life. Like I said, I'm gonna be engaged soon, and having the child. Like, not even thinking about her. Why is she thinking about me? But if she was so hurt, she would have came to me as a woman. As I say, he come to me as a man. She never came to me as a woman. Because then when we talked, that part, and I was telling you about how she would fight. Instead of say, oh, okay. Like, okay, let's bring up an example. What's his name? Kwame Brown. I said, I agree on his premise, but basketball, I ain't gonna say bad about him because he was a young man. He wasn't that good of a player in the NBA. She got mad at that. I said, I'm not talking about his, I don't know his personal life. I don't know what's going on. I don't know who was saying what about who. Because I'm not, that's like beef sector stuff. So that let me know, oh, you part of that too. When that stopped talking to her, oh, you part of it. You watch all of that stuff. She said She said, Slide. This is funny part. You collaborating with the enemy of the enemy. That's the enemy. She said Slide was up there going to the beef sector, telling stuff that was going on with me and her. And I told Slide about nothing with me and her. So with him,
So
again,
you saying that they was creating something, or you know how like people do, you know how like when people say something to try to get you to correct them. See, they didn't know, but they'll say something so you can say that's not true, and then you tell them because you're defending yourself. And it's like that's the skill. That's the skill they have, and you just gotta know to just be quiet.
Yeah, that's why I say you lying. You lying. How you get? Yeah, you lying. So
because they right there trying to get information that they don't know. You know how like they don't know it, so they'll say, "Oh, but that's why you had a baby, and then you decided to have an abortion." Just to see, because they don't know nothing. They try to be slick to get you to get. Yeah, they'll say something outrageous to try to get you to defend yourself, to tell them the business.
Right. I even told him my business, and he still say a white girl. I said black girl. Still called her a white girl. That's like, I can't even call him dumb after that, because there's no word. I said black woman. He still called them white women.
Because he likes to get your vote. He knows to get your goat by saying it's another race.
That's why I laughed. That's why I laughed at it.
It's like all you got to do to get a person goat is to say the complete opposite.
I'm done. I'm not even gonna respond. He waiting on to respond. He gonna keep doing it. So everybody out, mate. But if that's keeping people away, I always tell, and I've been like this since I was little. If I can keep you away with a lie, you don't deserve to be in my space. My YouTube is not about how many people sit here and donate money to me. It's about really a message. That's why he's jealous of me. Because my YouTube has a real, even on his, that's why he won't move the video. It has a real message. It's of, like we talk about Sunday and God and everything, the creator, almighty, the universe. It's full of substance, of things that you can see. If you look me up in Habitat at Home and those agencies, you're going to see Otho Williams Jr. name being part such and what day, how many hours he was there. That's why I say they got to do, if they're going to do real research, do real research.
Well, how did you get out of the situation of being homeless into getting back into the mainstream again? Because some people find that very difficult.
Well, it's always services, and if you don't have services, go to what helps you. I don't care what it is. Like somebody say, I don't want to work at McDonald's. I never worked there. But if McDonald's was that job that was paying you $16 an hour to gotta being homeless, do that. There's a service, man. I don't care if that pretty girl seeing you walk in that door, go inside. If there's a program that's free, they say you gotta wake up at 7 a.m. or 6 a.m. and get there by 7, or get there if you wake up at 6, you gotta get there at 7. Go to that program that's at 7. They say you got to do these things, but it is not. And a lot of things are not against your moral values or ethics or against your religion.
Right.
It's just
that's a word, though. That's deep.
It's a work. If you don't work, that's a work. People think I didn't work today because I helped at all these like. Let me just say an example. Like for me, I didn't work today because I was out helping homeless people at a shelter. Well, I didn't have to because there's food in my refrigerator. My rent is paid. I have money. I actually have more money in my pocket than a lot of people because I don't smoke. I don't drink. I don't do drugs. And then I actually got savings account. I invest in things. So, but people don't know that. They don't know that because they're like, I'm full of shit. You would know that. So I'm not full of shit. You just don't know me. And you mad I didn't let you into my life like you wanted to. But you're showing me why I didn't let you in my life.
Because you're messy. You're messy, so that's why I can't be bothered with you.
Right.
Yes.
So I know you experienced that. But
what, messy people?
Yeah. Real life, online.
Yes.
But I got out of homeless, like doing the things. I was going to my meetings. I was going to the services. and I had to work because then they help you, but they don't hold your hand. But it's like, well, if you want to get out of it, you got to get out of it. So,
and that's a good thing that they don't hold your hand. Like I try to explain that to people that you're supposed to have the choice on how you want to do things.
Right.
But you might have an allotted space of time that you have to be somewhere, but they're not going to figure out how you're going to get there. You're not having car fare or whatever. It's not the issue. You got to be here at 9 o'clock. That's all they care about. They not worried about. No.
Should have told them that when you had that phone, because you don't have a phone. On the phone, should say, I don't have bus fare. By any chance, is there anything I can do? They can say, well, we got stuff to help you, or we can send this off, or you can go here, or because on the bus, I just learned you can ask for a courtesy ride. And it depends on most of the people will say yes. And they say, okay.
Right.
Or
but you know, a lot of people don't realize that they could ask for stuff because some people did. Yeah, you're right. They don't know about travel reimbursement or car fare services because they don't ask. Well, a person could say, well, shouldn't the case manager just let them know? And some people say, you know, that's not my issue. If it's the person that needs it, they should mention it.
Right.
But a lot of people not going to mention it because they don't think that you can help them. Like they don't know.
They don't know until you ask. So,
but they don't know to ask.
Right. Okay, I see. Okay, I see what you're saying. That's true.
Like they don't know since travel reimbursement is foreign to them. They don't know that they can ask because they already saying they're figuring it like this. I already let you know I ain't got no money. So how am I supposed to get here at 9 o'clock? You know. And like to just simply say, well, I'm sorry, but I'm having travel hardship. Like they don't know the word travel hardship. And you should listen because you in human services. That's why you know. Don't you think that? Like a lot of people do not know about these terms because they're not in human services. I think it's only things that from a professional environment or by using these services, which you know. The average person is not going to know.
Well, even then, at that time, me when I was homeless, I didn't know. It's like you said, it's a spiritual thing, or by doing the things you need to do. Like I woke up and got there at 6, and let's say they changed the time. I looked on the wall; it was a piece of paper that said something, and I read it. Sometimes you got to look like things you are taught as a child to do. Sometimes you got to do them as an adult, and then it's like look up, look both ways before you cross the street. A lot of us don't do that no more because we're an adult. When you're driving the car, you're not the only one part of the road. The cars is not the only vehicles on the road. People can be vehicles if they're on a bike, if they're on the scooter. It was like, oh, they're not like, no, the road was never just designed for cars. It was for all vehicles and anything you can move or convey on.
Right.
You know? So that's stuff I love talking about that. Like individually, like, hey, you know what a vehicle is? It's a conveyor. It's not just a car. It's a truck. It's a motorcycle. It's all that. So, and I do videos like that, and they be silly, but somebody need to hear it one day.
Of course. Listen, you need to know because if you was to drive a truck, now you need a different license. You know, like now you're gonna need a CDL license. CDL license, you gotta pay for that. Everything you gotta pay for. You gotta pay for your regular license, which is what's the code for that? A regular license got a code too.
It's like E-Class.
Okay, so you got the E-Class, then you get the CDL, then you get you have to have a certain license to do car and limousine services because you can't just be a Uber driver, you know.
Right, you got to get.
And you know, you know, a lot of people they hear about stuff, but then they get caught out there when they don't get their proper licenses. You can't just go on the sidewalk and sell paper or whatever. You got to get that you got to get a license. So when the cops
from City Hall.
Right. So when the cops come over to you, you got your paper, but some people might not know that. So because they just go in there to get a paper, you know, they don't care. They just see this dude there. They just go, they don't realize that he's officially there. He asked to be there.
Yep.
So they don't notice the laminated paper that is usually visible, but they don't notice it.
Yep. The right to lawyer. The right to lawyer. I know that's not the name, but you can get a ticket for loitering.
Yes. And you have to get a separate, you got to get a separate or additional one if you want to sell water, because the paper's by itself. If you want to sell water, you got to get the food. You got to get a food thing for food, because it's something that you can, you digesting. I mean, there's all kind of stuff that you only find out if you make that effort to become like your little own business.
Right.
So if you're going to be a consumer, you don't need to know, right?
Right.
A consumer don't got the same kind of things that a person that's more than that going to need.
Understanding, right?
Because I found that out, because I wanted to do that. I wanted to like sell.
Okay.
I was trying to sell bottled water or something.
Right.
And somebody told me that if you're gonna sell bottled water, you gotta keep moving. You can't stay still, because if you stay still, you require a license. Because if you notice, some people, they selling water, they moving. Like they have a shopping cart and they keep moving. They said, okay, that's not the same thing. But if you want to stay stationary, oh no, you got to get a license. I said, what? It's like all these little tricks of the trade that you only find out if you try to attempt to do it. Because you're like, oh, I can make some extra dollars. No, you can't just stay stationary and think you're not going to get in trouble with the cops.
So how is things coming along now with everything, getting your bike back to where you want it to be? Everything okay now?
No, I'm moving forward to trying to explore what are my options, being that I don't have the jab. So that is a requirement for almost everything going on around here. But I said that can't be the case if we got these immigrants. And most of these immigrants.
Yeah, driving. That's why they can't enforce it. No, that's what I'm trying to tell you. Even here, they can't enforce it. You can make a mandate. You can't enforce it, because what you're going to do, if you enforce it, they all got to get it, and they're not all going to take it. So what they going to do? And they get money for them. So you think they want to give their money? No. So they got to go around the cookie bush.
Yeah, so I said there's a way, because I said we got too many people doing stuff. That's how I found out, because I was working at this factory that my cousin had hooked me up with, right? And we was making Revlon makeup dispensers.
Okay.
And you had those Mexicans coming by there with the food, and they be like $5 food. That's not regulated. But they sure enough making money, right? So I was like, hold up, like, how does this work right here? Because somebody gave that person permission, because if anything, you would have a whole bunch of people selling it if it wasn't like that. It's always a hookup. Because if you only see one person, when we got a whole society full of people, you see that there's a hookup going on here. And they turn away everybody else that will try. But see, a lot of people that's regular, they don't know this stuff. Because they don't know it's about who you got. You got to know somebody who you know. And if you mess up,
who you are,
and who you are spiritually and so forth. Because I feel like you get somebody, you get the wrong person mad, then they try to blacklist you. And then nobody's going to try to go against that person, because everybody's in this tie. Like that video, you had mentioned him early, that Kanye made, where everybody sleeping in the bed together. Everybody was in the bed. Everybody, just a huge bed. Instead of the table for the Last Supper, they all in the bed.
And I thought that was deep. Orgy. Yep, and it's deep. They got a meaning to it.
Yeah, and I said, this is facts.
They all in the bed together. Yep, but hey, we got, what is it, 2 minutes left? And like I said, I answered the questions. I hope this helped people out that's coming to my channel. You don't gotta work. All you gotta do is block the people. But if you want to be, I'm not part of nothing. Let people know I'm not part of anything. But that's them on their own. I'm not no beef sector. You can see my comments on their stuff, and you can see mine if you want to see. And that's all. I don't care. But if you don't, I appreciate you. I still love you as a family. Thanks for joining. Share the video or whatever. And I appreciate everybody. Thank you, Vales, for coming on. 10
Oh, no problem.
Yeah.
You're welcome. I had fun.
Yeah. Thanks for the questions. I hope this opened up. And I'm done. I'm done after today, because I know, unless I miss my one lady, I don't want to say her name because I don't want their comment on her. Probably already did. Does she have questions? I'm not worried about it no more. So
Yes.
my stuff is going forward. I'll get rid of the old things. I'm new, the new you, new brothers. Keep staying prepared and ready for what's to come in 20. See, they went after now they going after Trey Songz, the Goodings, all the black men they're going after. So I'm telling my brothers to stay aware. And black women, stay safe. Join a sister group.
Thank you.
Or something. Yeah. And get y'all a license of guns and point them at the right people.
Okay.
Yeah.
And
You know
thank
what
you
I
so
mean?
much. You have a good night.
You too. Enjoy your night. And thank you for coming on. And you'll do some more.
Okay. And bye, everybody.
All right. Later.